Hey guys, how's everybody doing this Friday afternoon? Hopefully you're hearing voice now. If you're still not hearing anything, well, you don't know that I'm asking you if you can hear something. So, hopefully you can hear everything. Hey Dave, yes, I do have a new person coming in today. So I'll introduce her in just a few minutes. They get more people on for a proper hazing. Yeah. Ooh, Iceland just joined in. How are things in Iceland? I hear despite the name, it's not always cold and icy there. Have not been there myself, though. Yeah, we try to set the mood. We try to ease ourselves into the process by broadcasting a little black and white, setup, feed kind of thing without sound. So I apologize. I didn't mean to confuse you by not having voice at first. Maybe we need some nice music to play in the very beginning. Hey, Andy says he's working tonight. Can't watch. Ooh, DJing. All right. Spin one for us. 7 o'clock in the UK. Use SketchUp almost daily basis for work and leisure. I like that. Using it for leisure. And yeah, I'd love to see, Andy, please get some of your projects up on the forum in the gallery and show us what you got, what you're working on. That would be awesome. All right, Florida. Hey, Marvin. Hey, Bill. Turkey's back for more. Sultan Jora. Simon McKenzie. Steve Guzman. All right, so I guess it's officially noon. Yeah, it's noon. I thought I misspoke there, but that's actually what it is. So that means we can actually get this thing rolling. All right, so what we're gonna do, I found some cool machine drawings I'm gonna show you in just a minute of lightsaber hilts, which I thought were super cool. They're detailed dimensions and good crisp images. So I thought that would be a fun one to throw out. So we're gonna do that. Before we get started with that, I do wanna say hello to we gotta come up with a good title for this. Comment moderator, the keep Aaron on track position. Pamela is joining us. Say hi, Pamela.
Hi, everyone. I'm Pamela.
So when we get to the point where I start getting excited about modeling and head down and forget that not that I forget you guys are there, but sometimes you don't speak loud enough for my eyes to hear. So when that happens, Pamela's going to remind me that you guys have good questions and input and I'm ignoring you. So it's good that she's here.
Glad to be here.
It'll be fun. She's fairly new to the SketchUp team and her first time in here. So we're stringing people through here. It seems like the people who are volunteering to come do this commenting thing are newer people. Maybe that says something about people who know what I'm doing. I don't know. But anyhow, moving on. So what we're gonna look at, like I said, was lightsaber hilt. So I did, as usual, I went to our forum. If you're not on there, it is forums.sketchup.com. And if you go there, there is a live modeling lightsabers topic. It's towards the top. And as we need to pass information, images back and forth, you can hop in there. If there's something you want me to see, you can put it on that page and it'll pop up on my monitor and I'll see that on the forum. Likewise, this will be the spot to get the files that we end up with at the end of the live stream. So I'll put up on 3D Warehouse and put a link right into this forum. So with that, there's one thing I did want to do a shout out. I've been challenging you guys, do just fun modeling and put it up on the forum and see, so we can see what it is. Always be modeling the ABMs of SketchUp. And I just want to throw out, this is a newer user to the forum, Tengel07. I don't know if that is a viewer, if it's somebody who's on right now, but I just wanted to call it out because he posted really a pretty cool, detailed model of this conceptual drawing from the movie Aliens for the APC. and he ended up subdividing it, and he shows all these pictures, and it was just turned out to be, it looked like something we would do here. So I just had to do a call out because it was it's one of the most active gallery feeds right now. So just wanted to give that a quick shout out and show you guys that. It's pretty cool. It's one to keep an eye on in the forums. And that is by no means to say anybody else is posting the forum is not posting good stuff. That one just caught my eye. It was towards the top, and like I said, it seemed to be kind of in line with some of the other stuff we've done. Awesome. So I said a lot of things. Now I want to hop in here, and I need your guys' input. So before we get rolling here, we gotta decide what we want to actually do. So I found these. I can't remember where. I literally just did a Google search, and I found somebody made these awesome, like I said, just great drawings I found, there's probably more, but I found 4 that I was excited about. Tengel 07. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Showing up on the stream. You're doing an awesome job, and yeah, well done. And glad you're on the stream. That's awesome. So I caught you on that one. Hey, Red C's back. So I have here images for Darth Vader's lightsaber from Empire Strikes Back. Those of you who are dedicated Star Wars fans. I say severe like being a fan is a rash or something. If you're a committed Star Wars person, then you know that Darth Vader's lightsaber hilt did change slightly one movie to the next. So this is the one from Empire Strikes Back. Luke Skywalker's Empire Strikes Back hilt, his Return of the Jedi, and then Obi-Wan from the original New Hope movie. So we have all of those, and I'm looking through each of them, and I had a kid in a candy store moment here. I just want to sit here and model all of them. That's kind of how, as I look at this, I'm like, well, the solution is to do every single one, of course. But I can't guarantee we'll get to all of them. And we do want to, probably not go for too many hours. It is Friday, so probably want to stop at some point. But I want to throw this out to you. Which of these 5 lightsabers, I don't have a poll. I didn't even think about doing a poll until it was too late. So in the comments, let me know which one of these hilts would be best. So again, we have Darth Vader from Empire Strikes Back. We have Luke's Empire Strikes Back hilt, the silvery one. That's the one that he gets from his father. Luke's Return of the Jedi, which is the one he builds himself. And then Obi-Wan Kenobi. So tell me which one we should start with. So we got 1 vote for Obi-Wan already. While you guys are voting, I got to tell this story because it is relevant. So I live in a smaller town north of Boulder called Longmont, and we have a small theater. It's actually, they do like community theater, that kind of stuff. So it's, I don't know, like maybe a couple hundred seats, something like that. But the owner of that theater actually purchased the original films. So the original New Hope in 1977, he actually bought a copy of it, the physical film that goes on a projector, and they re-showed that last weekend. So I got to go in with my kids and on the big screen watch the original 1977 A New Hope, and that was pretty awesome. Not to talk down any of the re-edits or anything like that, but it was really cool to see the original movie from, what was that, almost 40 years ago, 41 years ago. It was cool. It was pretty fun. So they actually showed all 3 movies, one after another, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that was pretty cool. All right, I saved that story so you guys could vote for a little bit. So, oh man, we're looking split. Oh, but you know what? I definitely, Vader is definitely up there, but I think Obi-Wan has him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Obi-Wans, followed by 1, 2, 3 Vaders. All right, so we'll do Obi-Wan first, and then we'll go on to Vader, and then if we have time, we'll do a Luke. I really think these are going to go fairly quickly, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I was looking I was looking at Luke Skywalker's, and 90% of this is a single follow me. I mean, this whole shape is just follows around a circle. Then there's these cuts down at the hilt, a little loop right here, and then this thing on the side. Other than that, it's pretty much all just a quick follow me. So maybe we'll do that right at the end, the last 10 minutes. We'll just whip out that one. All right, so right now, we will do Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I'm going to take this right here. I'll just import this into SketchUp and figure out how to use it as reference. I haven't really decided what to do with that yet, but less talky, more sketchy. So I'm going to hop in here, File, and I'm just going to start by importing. So I'm going to come in here and grab my Obi-Wan lightsaber. I'm just going to, oops. We don't want to model that as a photo match. That seems unnecessary. So we'll go ahead and delete that. Yes, I do. All right, let's try that again. Let's import again. So I just did a video on photo match. That's why my default is right now set to photo match. I just want to import this though as an image. So go ahead and import it, and I'm just going to double click to drop it right on the origin here. All right, so I didn't even think to like doctor up Mark for this thing. Should have put him holding a lightsaber, put a sweet Darth Vader mask on him or something. Man, really dropped the ball on that one. Remember Pirate Mark when we did the pirate ship? Anyhow, bye Mark. Okay, so this is, I'm trusting that this is the proper dimensions. I did not go out and verify. We're gonna assume that this is all right. I will come back. So I did mention that photo match. Somebody asked about photo match. We'll do another video with photo match in the near future. I'll try to work that into one of the next ones. Yeah, I blame you for that one, Steve. Come on, man. Where were you? So right here, so this right now shows this as 282 millimeters. So that's pretty small. I would be concerned modeling this to scale that I would run into the small face issue in SketchUp. SketchUp is really designed to be an architectural modeling tool, so it does have a limit to how small a face it can model. It's something like 1/1000th of an inch or something like that, but when we get into fractional millimeters, we can run into those issues, especially if we're going to do any rounded or smoothed parts. So what I think I might do in this case is actually scale this to meters. So right here I have my biggest dimensions. The full length of the hilt is 282 meters or millimeters. So I think what I'll do is I will just scale that as meters, and then we'll just scale it down by 100 afterwards and have a proper sized hilt. So I'm going to go to Window, go to my model info, and I'm going to go to units and tell it that I would like to work in decimal millimeters. All right. And I'm going to draw a line on here from here to here. And I'm drawing a line on top again just so I can verify afterwards, because now I can grab my tape measure, and with my tape measure tool I'm going to tell it from here to here is 282 meters. Do you want to resize the model? Yes. It's going to be very big, but now I can check because I can come along here and it'll tell me that's displaying millimeters. Let's change that. The number's right, but I don't need to see it. I did choose millimeters. That one was on me. Oh, Dave, I couldn't hear you. That was the problem. Dave caught me. Dave called me out. I wasn't paying attention. I had my head down. See? That's head down again. So yeah, so there we go. So now this drawing is to scale 282 millimeters. All right, now the things I'm looking at are, there's a couple ways I can do these things right now. I could actually model this in such a way that I model by dimensions, or I could reference the image. Actually, I could kind of do both, I think. Because what I could do is, what I'm looking at is working my way down the hilt. And I'm thinking that this part up to here, actually all of this, maybe I'll make the whole thing a big follow me shape to start with. So maybe what I'll do is I'll find a center point. So this is a good center line. And I will put a line right down the middle. Right down the middle. So that's going to be my center line. So what I want to do now is I want to build, so this rectangle, what I want to cut out of this rectangle is this shape. So I'm going to go in and carve that shape out of it, and then I can do a follow me around a shape, around a circle, and get most of this. I'll have to come in and cut out this part of the grip. Same thing down here. I'm a little confused about what this is. I don't know if anybody knows exactly what this is detailing, but same thing down here. Maybe I'll just actually build these pieces on. So that's kind of my thought, is to start with a big follow me and then make adjustments to pieces from there. So to do that, first thing I want to do is figure out where, I'm going to start right here, and what I want to do is come in. I don't want to arbitrarily just start drawing this stuff like this. I want to actually come in and take advantage of the fact that I have dimensions here and build it properly and to scale. So, and as I'm sure you guys have noticed, because there's been more than one occasion where I've been called out on this, but I am usually pretty happy just building arbitrary. It's going to look right. But this time we have the dimensions, so I'm going to try to use them. All right, so first thing, so this dimension from the middle up here is going to be half of this. I think this is the end. This is looking into the emitter, I believe is what that thing is. And I think if we come out, so it should be from here to here is half of 53, which is 25, 26 and a half meters. See, not love math, but can do math. All right, and then if we look at this image right here, it shows that this whole thing is about 2 meters. So I'm just gonna go 2, and then I'm just gonna drop this all the way down right now, because it looks like what we have there is one goes like this, and I don't have a specific dimension for this one, but as soon as I figure out where this is, I'll just kind of cut that off at an angle. Do I have, this dimension is 41. Why are they odd? Come on, man. Come on, Lucas. I'm gonna do that. Anytime I'm upset with anything that I'm doing, I'm blaming George Lucas. I've decided that's how today's gonna go. This is 5 meters. Let's pull that down, and I'll just come right here, and I'm kind of thinking we'll just split the difference middle to here, and there we go. So that's that first piece. From there, we have another step down to right here, which is 38. So half of 38 is 19. They're showing up close on the drawing, so I'm assuming my math is right. And that's going to be 14 meters. Drop that down. Then we have this 3 meter step. And that drops to something. No dimension for us, so we have to guess that angle. Yeah, these are not the, they're actually JPEGs, they're not PDFs or anything, so they're not super high resolution. So yeah, as I'm zooming in, I am seeing kind of fuzzy. That's not your screen, that is actually what they look like. I I probably could have found vector illustrations if I kept looking, but I just grabbed the JPEGs I found when I first looked. All right, so now we're 29, so half of 29 is 14.5. And I'm saying meters because I'm actually drawing in meters. 7 meters. And drop that down. And I'm just going to delete these interior lines as I go because I just want that one shape to route around. Let's see, this is, how wide is this? 17, so that's 8.5. 8.5. And then that goes across. They have this kind of detailed weird. It's a full 9 millimeters. Drop down, and then in the middle, there's a 2 millimeter. So I'm going to go right here to the middle, come over 1, drop a line down, and I can go here back 2, drop a line down, and then for the difference here, that little cut in, I think that's right here. So it's 1 millimeter down. 17 overall to 15 overall, so I'm going to come here, drop down 1, cut that across. Woo-hoo. We're doing it. All right. I got this next ring. This one actually has a little curve in it. This is kind of cool. I know. Cody's reminding me, I am drawing in millimeters. I know, but except that I'm not. Except that I am drawing in meters. I guess meters and millimeters all just sound the same to us Western USers. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a good solid foot. I'm just kidding. Meters make sense. I like meters. Meters actually make a lot. We talked about this before too. Meters make a lot more sense than feet. I'm sorry. Don't mean to upset anybody with that either, but it's true. I don't get the division. Why would you take something and break it into twelfths, which is what inches are, and then break those inches into arbitrary fractional measurements depending on what you're using them for. My problem is I don't know millimeters to know what the heck I'm looking at when I look at a measurement. So, all right, this is 41, so that's going to be 20.5 millimeters / meters. Is that better? Can I say that? All right, and this looks like it's kind of got a 0.5. Don't worry, I wasn't upset or anything. You're good. So I'm going to come over, I'm making this part up. I'm going to come over 1 here. This looks like it steps in a little bit. I'll go 0.5 here, 2 here, and then something like that. Yeah, I am drawing at scale, so I don't lose any small faces. Let's see, width here is 19. So that's going to be what, 14.5? Well, that didn't work. I'll try it again. 19, no, half of 19 is not 14.5. Oh, I blame you for that, you guys for that one. Let's go 9.5, much better. All right, that's going to be 6 millimeters. Math is hard, you know. All right, so that's going to come over 2. And then, I don't know if I have a dimension for that little ring. I'll assume it's supposed to be 45, so we'll come down to like that. All right, almost through the emitter. This part's going to go back. I know only a couple parts of a lightsaber because I 3D printed one before, and I remember some of the different pieces. But you guys feel free to hop in and tell me when something has a name and I'm not using it. Emitter makes sense because that's where the beam comes out of. Other than that, I don't know what a lot of this stuff is. All right, how wide is this piece that I'm looking at? I don't think I have that dimension. It looks like I do have the overall handle depth here is 35 millimeters. 35 or 33. Do I have used maximum texture size in here? Oops. Yeah, I think it's 35. We'll see. All right, so I'm gonna go up, I'm gonna do the full size and we'll cut that back. So half of 35 is 16 and a half? No. Is that that's probably not the first time we told to use the force in this. I will try to use the force. Selt Balladeer. Hey, you made it. I thought you were gonna have to wait till Saturday morning to watch this. I had a huge compliment on the YouTube comments yesterday. Selt Balladeer, I don't know if I'm saying that right, on YouTube commented that he couldn't watch the live stream because he was working. But he would watch it Saturday morning. It's like his new version of Saturday morning cartoons. And as a child who pretty much lived for Saturday morning cartoons, I took that as an enormous compliment. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, so here, where was I? So, oh yeah, so I thought this said 35. 35, half of 30 is 15. So it should be, what did I put, 16.5? That's the problem. So it should be 17.5. No. That is 35. What if that says 38? What if I can see this any better? What if this looks any better in preview? That's better. It's 30. It looks like it's about the same width as this one. That was 38. Okay. 38. 38 it is. All right. So we're going to go. Half of 38 is 17? No. $19. There we go. Whew. Mathing. All right. Oh, wait. I was supposed to save. File. Save as. I'll just hop onto the desktop and call this Obi-Wan. All right. I'm going to take this all the way back. 83. What did I type wrong? 893. That was too long. All right, we'll try that again. 83, and then drop that back down, like that. That gives us this whole piece. Like I said, these cuts, I think what I'll do is use solid tools to come in and slice that out 6 times to kind of give me that thing right there. So now continue around. So this piece, I remember this from the seeing something on lightsabers. This is actually like kind of a collar that goes around this handle. So it is mostly round, and then it has this little box that sticks out and then some cuts into it. So, but I don't know if I have a dimension on what that is. Looks like it's bigger than this. Oh, right here, 40. So that means I come up 20. That's an easy math I could do. And I'm gonna come across this way 51 and drop it back down. Yes, I thoroughly enjoy the idea of drawing a 38-meter line, grabbing it by the midpoint, and dropping it on. I was trying to look smart for you guys, and well, obviously that didn't work. So that would be a great way to avoid the math problem. All right, moving along. All right, we're just flying through this thing. Obi-Wan's gonna be done in like no time. All right, this is a 41 millimeter, so this is 0.5 meters up, and then 39, and then drop back down. I'm gonna come back and round this off in just a few minutes. I wanna finish off the profile first, and then I can come in and add a couple details before I do the full follow me. All right, so next thing we have here is this little collar. Just a little step in. There we go, 33 millimeters. So that's 16.5. That's showing up close enough, so I trust it. I sometimes trust my math abilities. 38. Ooh, that's the same dimension as we had before, so I can actually just reference this dimension right here and then come across 4. I'm just dropping lines back down again, so I have that solid line to pull off of. All right, now for this part, I guess I'll put as much detail in as I can. Like I said, I think, I don't know in the actual piece if these sections right here, if that's actually rounded between these pieces that step up, or if that's a flat piece. Either way, we can do this. We can draw this thing in, and then we could smooth that out with the circular face, or we could actually keep the curves. Either way will work. Somebody is asking about tutorials for SketchUp. There are so many ways to learn SketchUp. What I would highly recommend is checking out learn.sketchup.com and look at our online training. It's great. It's a self-paced tutorial. There's a couple different courses up there now, and it will get you the basics of SketchUp. It's a great way to go through and just learn the basics of clicking. Once you've gotten through that, then there's a couple different ways. One of the things I'd recommend is joining our forum and talking to people about using SketchUp, getting help from them. It's awesome. And then check out our YouTube channel. I'm biased, but I think we've got some pretty good training information up on YouTube that you can go hop on and use anytime you want. So that's if you want to use SketchUp or learn SketchUp. Start with learn.sketchup and then hop onto YouTube. That would be my recommendation. All right, so this thing right here, I'm looking for, doesn't look like I have a specific dimension. It kind of looks like it, well, it's smaller than this, so I'm going to assume it's this 40. So I'm going to come up 20, and then this is 2 millimeters. Drop that back down. This is the one. So this is where I'm kind of not quite sure what to do. I guess this is that line. Maybe. I don't really have a dimension to it anywhere though. All right, let's see what the drawing tells us. So if I wanted to come up to here, 19 looks a little too short. So maybe it actually is right there. So it could be the same dimension. All right, we'll start with it. We can always make adjustments, right? It's never too late. All right, so we have a 2 millimeter inset there where it steps down. Does not have a specific dimension, but I'm assuming it's like 1 millimeter. I'll come over 2. And I do have a dimension on this end cap, I think. Right here looks like 40. So, 20. And then last 5 millimeters. All right, so that is the basic outline. Now I want to come in and just add just a few details. I have just a couple arcs I want to put on here. So I'm going to come in with an arc right here. I'm just going to drop that same arc. No, it's not going to let me do that. I'm going to pull that line straight across like this. Temporarily delete that. No, still doesn't want to. All right. I'm just going to recreate that arc real quick. So actually, thinking it's a 2mm arc. So I just have to draw a line down 2, draw a line this way 2, use my arc. There we go. And that does look like it actually steps in, so I'm happy with that. I have another little, where am I at here? Just a little short arc right here. And then this actually, I think I'll use a Bezier on here. So I'm going to draw Bezier curves. I'm going to go from the middle to about here. And something like that. Awesome. So at that point, so here's the other thing I'm kind of thinking about. I do want to hold on to this. I'm gonna make this a step in. I can't see the detail here, but I'm going to force that to be a little bit smaller, stepped in there. And then I'm gonna delete all my interior lines so I have one surface right there. Oop. And I'm gonna save, because why wouldn't you? Of course you would save. Silly question. All right. Now I gotta pick a circle to make that turn on. So the difference between Bezier and arc, the standard arc, well, I say standard arc tool, but it's actually the 2-point arc tool lets you pick 1 point and then another point and then drag what it calls the bulge distance out. And the bulge distance is perpendicular dimension from a line between the 2 points to the middle of the arc. So that's the bulge distance. That's how it's always uniform like that. When I go to Bezier, so Bezier is not technically a native tool. It is an extension, but it's made by the SketchUp team, so it's actually kind of like a standard tool / extension all in one. I don't know how you describe it. What this lets you do is pick 2 points, and then I can actually pick the control handles. So where is this first arc, this bottom point, where's the arc going to go to? And on the second one, where's that going to pull from? So I can create much more flowing arcs, and they don't have to always, this will always be basically a chunk of a circle. So the standard arc is always a piece of circle that's put out there. The Bezier will let you actually make non-standard arc shapes. All right, that, my friends, is half a profile of the lightsaber, which is what we wanted right now. So what I have to figure out at this point is how many pieces, how many sides do I want the circle that I copy? I know a lot of people just go, oh, just go with 100 or just go big, just blah, blah, blah. But what I want to do right here, oh, Dave's calling out on something. The notches, oh, thank you, Dave. I almost missed it. Whew. That was a close one. Yeah, I want to take these notches out, absolutely. I don't want to do this as one big thing. So I do want to do that. What I have to look at here, so the notches are down to, do I have a depth on them? No, I don't see any place that it tells me exactly how deep these notches are, but I bet I can, if I draw this, so I'd say 3.5 millimeters deep. And they are 4 wide. So I'm gonna pick one right here, draw it down, 3.5. I'm gonna come this way 2. and connect that, and then go this way too, and connect that. So that is the piece that I want to repeat through each of these. What I was hoping for, I didn't notice this before. It looks like there's actually some asymmetry in the cuts that go this way. See that? So if I look at it from this side, it looks like there's room for 6 of them, 3 on this side, 3 on the other side. But if I look at it from the top, they actually look like they're not, or I don't know what the top, bottom, left, right is. But if I look at these ones, look at that, it looks like they're actually not symmetrical. That's odd. So, can anybody find good pictures of that? I'm gonna throw that out. If anybody can find a good, solid, maybe isometric picture that'll help us figure this out, that would be cool. I do know that, I think, again, from documentaries, I think this is like the handle of a grenade or something. I can't remember. It's something weird. But, oh no, because it is 6 sides, I'm just looking at it rotated. We're good. Brain just had to work through that one. Never mind. Let's move on. I always appreciate you guys. Just let Aaron talk a little bit. He'll figure it out. All right. So if I dimension across this, I think. Oh, it's 4. So okay. So I have to go. So if I draw a line that is 4. I grab this and this, option copy. I'm not doing an array intentionally because I actually want to see where this stuff all lines up. Okay, so one more option. Whoops, help. Oh, I got the picture somehow. There we go. Option copy. And I guess just one more right here. I'm a little off right there. So that's where I was wondering if I might need to. I don't want to put that one in because that's the one where. So if this was to end up at the end, I arbitrarily, there's that thing I do, I kind of arbitrarily started this, but I actually want to move everything over 1.2593. Actually, just drag it over there. That's where I want to start, and then see how this works out.
Did you lock the image?
I did not. That is a great, hey, Box is here. Box made it. Box, who's in Australia, which is pretty much the other side of the earth from where I'm talking right now, has a hard time making it, which I don't blame him because it's just after, it's like going on 1 a.m. there. But Box is a huge contributor, like Mr. Dave Richards himself, who's also with us. Appreciate you guys showing up, and it's good to see you, Box. Glad you made it. Ooh, wait, what? Hey, sometimes dimensions are right and smart. So it turned out it looks a little bit different. I did do it by the dimensions that they call out, but my profile ends up looking a little bit different from this. But I did use the dimensions they showed, so whose fault is that?
Another request to lock it on a separate layer.
Yeah, so what I could do, so you guys know, what I often will do here is grab this reference and I'll throw that on my ref layer. That way I can toggle it on and off as I'm working through here. But the other thing I should do is right click, and you can't actually lock an image. This is something, so I can't select an image and say lock it. But what I can do is I can real quick explode, make it a new group. Oh, nuts. Hold on. Let me temporarily group this. There we go. I'm going to explode, make a group, and a group I can lock. So now if I was to do something dumb like select, I wouldn't accidentally move the image. So, all right, back to exploding. Back to exploding things. We say in the Star Wars live stream. This kind of does want to go like this or something though, doesn't it? All right, I'm happy. Okay. So this is looking awesome. My question still remains, how many sides should we put on? We want to do something that's divisible by 6. I have 6 things here, 6 things here, so it's going to be easiest if whatever I create, my final extruded shape, ends up divisible by 6. Other thing I'm thinking about is right here. I'm not really sure what these are. I assume there's some kind of like cuts into that rounded off piece. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how many there are. Because what would be nice is to come up with a number of sides that is divisible by 6 for this part and this part, and divisible by whatever number this is right here. I don't know if anybody has a good Obi-Wan image that can tell how many of these there are. 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe there's three on each of the 6 sides. There's a picture on the forum just went up. It looks like they're definitely cuts into it. Pretty sure that's the original movie prop because I know that was 3D printed. Just kidding. 1, 2, 3, 4. 12. Okay. 12 happens to be divisible by 6 as well. So I might just go with the standard 24-sided piece. The nice thing is I'll do it once, we'll look at it. If it looks like it's not quite high enough geometry, we can always come back and change it. So I'm going to start with a circle. I'm going to click right here and I'm going to hit my red axes because that's the direction I want to draw that circle on. I'm going to start with the standard 24. I'm not actually going to draw it right up against geometry. I'm going to pull it over here and pull it out. It doesn't matter how big I make it, remember. The other thing that's happening right now is I do have X-ray still turned on. Turn that off. I don't know. It doesn't matter. And now I will select this, follow me, and click on the handle. So that's what we end up with. Not bad, but I want a little more fidelity. So I'm going to select this circle right now, and over here in Entity Information, I'm going to bump that up to 48. If you have an arc or a circle that is unbroken, you can always select the line, the edge, and then go to Entity Info and change that property. It'll increase it. Once you start breaking up geometry, that doesn't always hold. If you pull that face into a volume, then I can't change it. But if it's just an uninterrupted arc or circle, you can always select it and just change it afterwards. So I'm gonna try again. Follow me. Boom. Ooh, oh. Everybody say, ooh. That looks good. Okay, I'm pretty happy about that. Cool. I'm gonna do this right now. I'm going to triple click and make this into a group. It is a solid group, so I'll be able to use solid tools to intersect other solids into or out of. Good-oo, Jimmy, you win. That's good-ooing, boy. You guys Simpsons fans? I used to watch Simpsons a lot, so I get Simpsons lines running through my head all the time.
You got an too.
Oh, thanks, Marvin. All right, so that looks pretty good. I'm tempted right now to just, before adding this additional, I really want to stick this thing in here. I never really understood what this was, but it's on the side of a lot of the original trilogy lightsabers, and it's cool looking. So I want to do it, but I think I'm going to finish my volume here. I'm going to go make my cuts here, and get my little pieces popping out back here. So here's what I'm thinking about. I think I'm going to draw a line right here, make it a long line, and then this cut down, what did we decide it was? That was 3.5 inches, right? So I'm just gonna draw that same triangle, assuming it's the same. And we'll see. We'll find out right away if that works or not. And this was 2. This was 2. Actually, I'll just drag it up just so I have a bigger piece of material. All right, so I'm gonna take this now, make it a group. Should be solid also. I am, as usual, making this up. So if this doesn't work, you know, we're cool. It's cool. Everything's cool. I'm gonna put this right here at the top. I think that's the top. Yep. I'm gonna slide it over. Actually, I want to slide this all the way over to this ring right here. And I want to push it down, so move it vertically to that same ring. So I think this is gonna work. I'll push it back to this ring right here. Oh, something's not lined up perfect, because the tip should just be touching right there. Oh no, this ring's different size. Okay, I think we're okay. So I can do this a couple different ways. I could take this, intersect it, because what I have to remember is this is one single solid. This is all one big piece. I'm gonna turn off my reference layer while I do this. Too much stuff going on right now. Whoops. Oh. See? With those many layers on, I couldn't remember how to use layers. All right, so what I could do right now, I have to remember that, like I was saying, this and this are going to intersect. So it doesn't know that this is only supposed to intersect these rings. That's why I had to use scale to pull it back so it wasn't offsetting or cutting out of here. Now that I have this, I should be able to save. Always be saving. ABS. Go Solid Tools. And I want to trim, not subtract. Subtract, I'll actually lose my cutting group. By using trim, it says cut out of one volume, but keep my cutter. So I think if I hit trim and click on this, I'm probably doing this backwards, but ooh, I didn't do it backwards. It worked. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and rotate it. I'm just gonna draw a line right here down the middle. I'm gonna take that right now. At the middle? Yeah. And I'm gonna there we go. I'm gonna rotate that. Oh, I didn't do it right. I had it backwards. That's a cool looking little thing. I made an offensive weapon of some sort. Undo, undo, undo. Okay, let's try it again. Select this one. Trim that from this volume. You know, it seems like there is a 50% chance that I should probably be able to use Solid Tools properly just out of random chance, but I seem to have regularly proven that if there's a chance to select one, I'll do it wrong. Like flip along. I always mess up green and red. I don't know. I just don't know. All right. I can't inference the center of this circle because it's not actually a circle. This is a round follow me shape, so I don't actually have the information as a circle. That's why I'm drawing a line from the top point to the bottom point. Now I can select this piece, grab it, rotate it. It should be 60 degrees. And then I can real quickly trim again. So Dave and Ian have figured out how to remember it. It is use this to cut that, or use this to trim that. And that's what I have to do. So we'll rotate this 60 degrees again. And then I will use this to trim that. Hopefully you guys are teaching me something. Let's see if this one sticks.
Oh, cool.
Now I'm going to rotate it again. Another 60. So one of the things I could have done too is, one of the things that I'm thinking about now that I'm actually doing this, I could have actually made an array of these cutters first and cut them done all this cutting at once. Maybe I'll do that for the next piece. Pamela, are you a Star Wars fan?
I really try hard to be.
I get it, it's not for everyone.
I mean, I saw the first one in the theater, the original.
It didn't take though, huh?
I just watch them now to see how they can put Carrie Fisher into all the
Yeah, that will be
shows.
interesting. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna need another ooh from y'all, because that turned out. That's pretty slick. I like the way that looks.
Yep, that is cool.
All right. Now I'm gonna turn my reference layer back on real quick. Whoops. I made another layer. I must have put this onto. Nope. I don't know. I made a blank layer. I hit space at some point and made a new layer. Anyhow. All right, so it does look like this first 2 millimeter cut does line up with this centerpiece right here. Ooh, I got an ooh and an ah from Marvin. Extra points right there. All right, I'm gonna come in here to the top. So this gets a little bit, so this is rounded on both sides. So sometimes clicking so I use the facets of the circle a lot to arrange things and align things, which is why I really try to make sure when I make circles, they're on axes. In this case, everything got rounded, so it can be a little harder to use these as reference, and that's where I turn on show hidden geometry. So what I can do here is I can actually come in with a rectangle. I'm going to hit Option to snap to the center. I'm going to hit the up arrow to draw from the on the blue axis, so I'm drawing it flat, and I'm going to click right here. And I'm going to pull it out. Let's see, how far is to here? That's 39 millimeters. So I want to say 39, 2. And that gives me that rectangle. That rectangle is what I want to cut out of the that grip. Not really sure how far down to go with this. So I'm gonna go that far.
Oh, cool.
Maybe I should go. I'll go all the way down to where this would intersect this, so it'll tie in like a nice flat. Hold on, I'm having an argument with myself. All right, what if I pulled it down to? So I'll pull it past this point. I'm gonna grab a line. Push pull that to that point. There we go.
Remember to save.
Okay, good idea. All right, so if I make that into a group, a solid group, so it stops right here. It should stop at the face here, so it shouldn't intersect this piece. Now what I can do, if there's a dozen of those, what's going on here? That's right. All right, so if there's a dozen of those, what is that, 15 degrees? $30 degrees. We'll try it. X11. That doesn't seem like enough, you guys. Not arguing with you, just saying doesn't look right. So it is dimensioned on here as these pieces are 2, and then these pieces that are risen are 6. So if we do this, this is 2, and this is 9. So I'm wondering what happens if I take this, and rather than going 30 degrees, what if we go 20 degrees? I don't know how many copies to make. 15, 20, I don't know. All right, let's see what that looks like. So if I dimension that, this says this is 2, This says this is 5.3. Looks closer though. Let's see, from here I can, so if I look straight down on it, this shows me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those cuts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish. Yep, this is where we decide that this is Aaron's Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber. We're getting very dangerously close to the point where math is going to get involved, and I just can't do that right now. So I'm going to save this, turn off my hidden. I'm going to grab all of my cutters, and I'm going to say I don't even need to worry about sorry, I tried to do things and talk there. I don't know, I'm going to cut it. Oh, I'm not worried about losing my cutter since I made copies of the cutter. Now I can actually just say cut that from this, and I did something not right. No? That looks awesome. Why was... Oh, I can actually group those two, huh? Looks like 16 in the solid image. All right, let me see how many I ended up with. 21. That doesn't seem right. Oh, I copied some over each other. That's why. That's also why I got that weird... All right. How many now? I think I got 18. 18 solid groups. We're going with 18. All right, so now if I was to take one of these, I could say just subtract that from this. The other thing I think I can do, Box and Dave already know the answer to this, and I don't, so I'm gonna just do it live because that's kind of my thing. I'm gonna go ahead and make these all into a group and say subtract that from, no, it's not gonna work. Okay. One thing I could do here, no, I'll just go ahead and, I know there's, there's extensions out there that simplify the process of doing things like this, where I think like, and Dave, you can let me know if I'm right on this or not, but I think Intersect Solid Tools will let you do a group select from another, so I could actually select like a bunch of cutters and cut them all at once. Oh, yeah, that's exactly the thing. Dave. It's just a good thing you're here, man. All right, I'm gonna come in here, select all these other groups, explode them, and now I should be able to select this, cut that from this all at once. You know, sometimes, I don't know. I want to be cocky and say I knew that, but I think, actually I believe Dave has called me out on doing just that exact same thing in the past. But yeah, this is what happened. Okay, anyhow. Yeah, there was a measurement for those exact pieces, but I don't know how they're being dimensioned, because this is being dimensioned along a round surface, so these are actually kind of like ribs standing up on the metal pipe too, so they're a little different, but this works for what we're doing right now. All right, I'm gonna draw one of these teeth. There are, I don't know, they look like gear teeth, so that's what I'm gonna call them. So I'm gonna draw the middle of one right here, flat on top of the image, using this as a reference. I'm gonna come out. Is there a dimension for how tall these things are? Nope. All right, so I'm just gonna come out. This should be showing exactly from the side, so I'm gonna say it comes out 5. And I'm just take it right back to here. There we go. And let's see, how wide should we make? That's 5. That looks good. It looks like it's not, it doesn't quite come back to like a sharp connection right here. There's a little bit of step out. So this is 5, so I'm gonna say at 4, millimeter/meters. I'm gonna do that. And they don't look like they're not symmetrical. So it looks like this one's maybe 4. Yep. So they're close to, but not exactly symmetrical. All right, as far as how wide they are, if I check this dimension right here, it's about 11, of course, because we couldn't have a nice round dimension on anything on here. So 11 means I'll pull this up 5.5, and then I can also pull it down 5.5. Somebody was asking on the forum about 3D mice, and I don't want to say it was a heated discussion because it wasn't negative, it wasn't bad, but a lot of people had a lot of opinions. I will say that most people who regularly use 3D mice were in favor of getting a 3D mouse. And I just thought of that because this whole thing where I just switch underneath and model it, or come in close on a push-pull inside a small surface like this, super easy with a 3D mouse. So just throwing that out there. You guys know I'm an advocate for it though, so. All right, I'm gonna make that into a group. That should be solid. All right, this one's easy because there's a total of 6 of these. I don't know why I keep deleting this line on the end. This is my midpoint. I need to hold on to it. All right, so I'm gonna grab that and let's see. That would be 60 degrees. X5. All right, there they are, looking good. And now what I should be able to do, grab all these and make them into a group, go into that group and explode them. So there is the question, did I need to make them a group originally? Anytime I move geometry around on other geometry, I tend to group it. Yes, this is a group, this is locked, so there's not a whole lot that I could have accidentally merged with, but I do it just out of habit because as soon as your geometry sticks together, it's a pain to go in and take it out, so take it back apart. So I group things anytime I move any geometry. All right, so this I should be able to just save. Outer shell with this, and there we go. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at how it joined together so beautifully on the end. Yeah, that's looking good. All right, that is most of that detail. So the pieces that I want to potentially add right now is the thing that I don't know what it is right here. Also got to put this little ring in here. And then, it might do a little bit of work on the emitter. It's really hard to tell what's going on here, but I think it's just a series of offsets and step downs, and then we have a couple of circles that we can push pull in there. So that'll be pretty quick and easy. Let's go ahead and tackle this control box. Oh yeah, see, hey, check it out, it's right here. So the emitter is possibly a sink drain. The upper part is a rifle grenade. I didn't make that up. I did remember a thing from somewhere. Yeah, I don't know what the rest of those words mean though. So this is the clamp that came off of a Graflex flash, I think is what it is, or a light, something like that. So I'm going to, again, start with, here's my reference line. This comes out, showing no, that's the 7 millimeters. See where 7 ends up. Oh, 7's to here, the bottom part of the box. Oh, all right, so I'll come up 7, and that's this. And then this is actually, this is kind of a weird shape. How wide is this? 17 millimeters. Again, can't go with a nice round number. Gotta force some dimensions on here. All right, so 8.5. And what this actually ends up being is there's kind of a piece of metal that wraps around in one direction, and then this array right here with all these little round studs, which are like little plastic bulb things, are actually held by this piece of metal, which you can see in the profile here, actually sticks up and grabs onto it like that. So I'm not going to get ridiculously detailed in here, but I am going to put a little bit of this detail in because it's cool. All right, so I'm going to leave a 3 millimeter gap in the middle. I'm going to grab this, make it a group, and I'm going to, oops, I have a habit of clicking Option when I don't need to. All right, so I'm going to, like this, and I will put, I'm going to come down, let's see, I'll come down 4 millimeters, over 1.5. I'll take that rectangle and copy it over and push that through. All right, so that's going to give me this kind of shape right here. The other thing is this face right here is just going to extend down long. Oops, but first, before I do that, there you go. So this is my placement point. When I go into to place this, put it back into the model, I want to place it by that point right there. It should go right there. I've done that so many times where I pull geometry off, model it up, and then go to put it back. I'm like, I don't know how to put this back in here. I don't know where this went. The bases of the bumps are wider than the tops. That is true. Let's model that detail right now. Actually, yes, let's. So that's going to go up 4 millimeters. I'm going to say this is, so it's about 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters, and 1 millimeter. So that's how I'll break it up. That's how I'll break up the 4. So this piece that comes up is going to come up like this. It's going to go to here. It's going to come over to here. Whoops. It's going to go up a total of 4, and that's going to come back. Let's see how far. That's about 3. Right, and then what I had here was, look at this, got a little bit of an arc going on right here, here to here, just like that. I'm going to come down 1. Go up 1. All right, that might not have been quite big enough of an arc there to close it all up.
Yuri says you can model separate piece as a copy of a component.
Yeah, I could have done it and left it in. You're absolutely right. I could have left that right where it was and pulled it out as a component. That is a good call. I didn't because stuff. I don't have a good reason for not having done that, but you're absolutely right. That would have worked perfectly. All right, I'm going to take this and swing it around like that. And I'm going to push-pull that down. Oops. Get rid of some of these extra pieces. Take this one down. And I'm going to, stop it. I'm going to make that all into a group. I'm going to come in here right now because it's bothering me. Select all and soften and smooth. Oh yeah, it's looking good. All right, so now let's make that bubble piece. The little little round glass bubbly things. All right, so that sits inside there. That's what we got so far. Now we got to put these circles in. So one of the things that I remember about this is this. They don't actually, they're not full circles right next to each other. Oh, I didn't even realize I had that this way. I got a green screen. Could do my weatherman thing. Yeah, I still have my, those are my solid tool commands that are up there, burn dog. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. And they are just a touch smaller than whatever this dimension is. So this is 11 millimeters. So let's say, okay, so we're gonna make 9 millimeter circles right here. So I'm gonna just right over here on the ground, I'm gonna draw 4.5. And then I'm gonna put another circle this way. And I'm gonna select this one. Whoops. Select this one, that bottom one, and just say, follow me to this top arc. And I get that. I can actually delete this bottom part. I did that intentionally. I did everything the same size so my initial circle would cut my sphere when I made the second side. And then I can reverse faces. Now, I'm going to take all of this and make it into a group. I'm going to take that now, do two things. I'm going to grab it by this end. Like I said, I use these facets a lot on circles. So I'm going to grab this corner right here. I'm going to put it right at the middle of this face. And I'm going to grab this one, that's the edge of the circle here, and pull that till it hits the middle point there. Now, some of you think I might be tempted to use math or something here, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna fight it. There is about, I'm gonna say, a 4 millimeter gap between the edge of the end circle and the outside of this flat section. So I'm gonna come right here to the middle, and I'm gonna say 4 millimeters. Now I'm gonna grab this circle, grab it with move. I'm gonna grab it by that same endpoint, option, and drop it right there. And then I'm going to divide that by 3. Oops. Divide by 3, enter, and that gives me my offset. Doesn't quite look right though, does it? It's like they're, I don't know. I'm going back and forth. All right, let's just do this. I'm going to grab these 3. I'm going to turn on my hidden geometry and go from the middle here. And just swing those around like that. What am I doing? It doesn't look bad. Let me do this. Let me make all this a group real quick. And I'm gonna do this. Swing it around like this. Swing around like that. And I'm gonna grab by that same placement point and drop it right here so I can kind of reference. That's actually pretty solid. I'm all right with that. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Everything's cool. All right. I do want to make this geometry and these circles into one piece. So I'm going to start by grabbing all these circles and outer shelling them. Good, that didn't work. Let's not do that. I'll grab 2 of them and see what happens when I outer shell just 2 at a time. There you go. Sometimes you got to be progressive, like as in do something 1 step at a time, not progressive like try to do everything at once. It's a different kind of progressive, I think. All right, so I'm going to take that, grab all of this, make it a group, and then grab those 2 and outer shell those. So now I have 1, 2, 3 groups in this little control box. Sweet, looking good. All right. So there is, I can't remember what these are called. These little pin thingies, like clips open, and there's like a little bit of because of deformation, a little spring right here. It'll actually pop open when you pull up on it. One of those. I know my definition made no sense whatsoever, but well, I already said it, so I can't take it back. I'm going to make this. So if we look at the different profiles of this, it looks flat right here, but I have a dimension here to put it in. And then here I have kind of it's actually a single piece of material that's folded over like that onto this pin right here. I'm going to, I think I'm just, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to trace this profile since I have it, and then make it give it a little push-pull, and then offset the two pieces, and then come in and maybe loft together this end piece. We'll see. So I'm going to do something like this, like this, like that, and like that. Let's see if we can just connect this together.
Is that a trigger?
Circle. No, it kind of just sits on the side. Nobody actually really. It's. I mean, like I said, I know what this is in real life. Like this is a thing. It's like a spring clip or something like that. So it's attached in the middle like a hinge. So it has a hinge point, and this pin runs through, and there's usually a little spring right here. And because of this, the way it pops out, when it's turned vertically this way, when this swings around like this piece of metal is shorter, so that spring pulls it back. And then when you pull it down here, it puts tension because this part pops out. I don't know. That's probably a horrible explanation, but it is a real life.
Looks like a bike pass-through for the front wheel.
Yeah, it's similar to that. Yeah, it doesn't, if it's what I'm thinking of, it doesn't have a, like it's not screwed down, but yeah, something along those lines. All right, so we're going to model this with an arbitrary material depth of 1 millimeter because one. That's all I got there. I'm going to soften that coplanarly. And I'm going to make this into a group for right now. I am keeping the group on axes with the rest of the drawing. I do not have the axes of this group aligned to the geometry inside. That's intentional because one of the things I want to do right now is when I go to move it, I want to pick this straight up like that. If my axes were assigned to any of the geometries actually inside the group, that would not have been that easy of a process. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to bring it over onto this view right here. All right, so we're looking at right about there. And then, whoops, scoot it over this way a little, just a touch. And then we're going to go from here, slide this over this way. We'll say exactly 5 millimeters. I did something wrong. Let's try that again. Let's grab an absolute point. Let's grab this intersection point right here. Option to copy. We're gonna bring it over. Let's see if 5 is too far. That'll work. How big is? I think that's gonna work. If it's too big, we can make it a little smaller later on. All right, I'm gonna grab both of these and explode them. And I'm gonna go click here. I'm gonna draw.
Oh, it's a cam lever.
Cam lever. That sounds like a correct thing.
Yeah.
Cam lock or cam lever. Yeah, that's the one.
Yep.
See, it's a good thing you guys are here. All right, so I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. So we still have, so I want to get this, you know what actually I need to do is, I can round this off later. I'm gonna get rid of these little things right here. Is that around 1 millimeter? No. All right, so this will get a little messy, but that's okay. We're okay with that. So I'm gonna grab all this geometry, move it vertically just a touch, grab this plus this arc, follow me with this piece right here, and that comes down close, almost closes all this up. Let's see, where's that? I gotta get rid of my reference layer. So we're really close there. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this does this, and you guys know what I mean. It's like it's a bent over single piece of metal. So I could have actually probably gone in with something like one of Fredo's tools and just clean that up manually, but not intentionally, but I'm kind of wondering how much this stuff I could do natively, you know? So far, so good. All right, I'm gonna, rather than cleaning this up by selecting and deleting each of these pieces of the arc, I'm just gonna triple click, go to extensions, and use cleanup to erase stray edges. Didn't work. Oh, it's because I have faces on the end. No? Why? Why you didn't like that? All right, I guess I'll just swipe to erase. All right, so that's pretty good looking, but if we go back to our reference images, you can see that is rounded off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to extend this out just a little bit longer. And group it all. I'm gonna hide it for just a second. And I'm going to draw a 5 millimeter line. Oh, 5 plus 1 is 6. Sorry. 6 millimeter. All right. Start over. Draw a 6 millimeter line and then draw a half circle arc like that. All right. So that is what I want to cut out of my shape. So I'm just going to make a temporary, at this point it's just a cutting tool. So I'm going to make that and now make that into a group. Now if I go to the edit, unhide all, get that back, and I can bring this over. All right, there it's intersecting. Pull it back in just a little bit so it cuts. There we go. And as I have learned today, I want to cut this from this. Oh, and it's just that easy, guys. See? That's what I've learned. Awesome. So there is our cam thing. All right. I'll soften that again. And one thing I didn't do here was I did not put a circle in, or a hole in here for the bolt to run through. I'm just gonna put a 0.5 circle right there. I'm gonna run it all the way through, grab all this mess, intersect face with selection. That'll just break that, so I only have to do the circle once. And then I can just go delete, delete, delete. And now I have that, which I can put inside that box. That was not what I wanted to do. All right, so to take that just a touch further, I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna make this into a group. I'm gonna draw a couple more circles. This probably go quick. Inference to center of the circle, pull it up, pull that out to this edge. And I'm gonna pull it out like 0.5 millimeter on both sides. And then if I come draw a line along the top of that cylinder, I'm gonna put a circle right here. It's a little bit bigger. Actually, I think this is dimension somewhere. That's this right here. It's actually 3 millimeters. So I'm gonna put a circle right here. Go back in context. Circle from the middle point. Get on the green. There we go. 1.5. And now come on, man. There we go. Get rid of that. All right. So that's going to come up here, and it's also going to extend through. It's all falling apart. All right. Get rid of all this. Just get rid of it. There we go. I have my circle up here. Now I just pull a circle down through the other side, and then additionally. So that gives me this, which I can now, if I grab this, I'm actually going to move it by like that point right there. Put it on my drawing. Do a little scooting to line it up. Like that. Now I know I can grab this one, drag it so it comes out like this. All right. And now I can take that whole thing, make it a group again. I am a big fan of nesting groups. Thank you for asking. And I'm going to flip it 180 degrees. And now I can grab this point. This is the point that I wanted to place it by, because that point should go right to there. Ooh. All right. 2 small details left. One is a D-ring. D-ring's going to be super simple. I'm going to draw a line. Well, here, let's do this. Yeah, I'm going to start at what I think is the middle. Draw that down, 22. Draw it this way, 15. And then, how wide is this? This is a 3 millimeter. Don't want this. This is 3 millimeters, so that means the edge. So what I want to do is draw a line here that is half of this shape, and then just extrude or push pull. Nope, third tries charm. Follow me. A 3 millimeter circle all the way around. That 3 millimeter circle will be 1.5 millimeters in. So I'm going to go 1.5. So this is where it will start. Up here, down 1.5. That's where that end will start. And it'll come, I'll just offset this line 1.5 also. So there's my constraints. That's what I want to draw my shape inside of. So I'm going to go grab an arc. I'm going to see if I can do this with arc. Let's see. So right about there maybe. And then this line comes across like this. Draw another arc, say about here to there. Whoop. That magenta means I'm in the right spot, basically. That means I'm in line with both the start and the end. All right. So there is half my arc. I'm going to grab these 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces and weld them into one. Grab that piece. Option copy. Option rotate to 180 degrees. All right, and the last thing is going to come to this middle point right here and draw a circle of 1.5. Now, actually I'll weld these two together too. So I'll grab both of those, extension weld, grab that distorted D-shaped circle, follow me, click here, and we have a D-ring. All right, triple click, make that a new group. And I'm using groups instead of components. And I just realized I was doing that. So no, there's not a good reason for doing that. Usually my rule of thumb is if it's a thing, you should be using a group. These are all things, but for some reason I'm not making it into, or if it's a thing, you should use a component. But I'm not doing that for some reason, so I don't know. I'm disappointed with myself. All right, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna just flip it over because this right here is where this D-ring goes. So I'm going to start by rotating it 90 degrees just using the regular handles. I'm going to turn on my hidden geometry because I'm going to grab one of these points on the middle line and I'm going to align it to this point right here. And then I can just use rotate to put that in line there. I can also now go find the middle point. I'll slide this way up here. Find the middle point of my selected geometry and align that to the middle point of this geometry. And now I can slide it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to grab that same middle point and bring it this way to, oh, there it was. I had it and I lost it. The middle point there. Yes. And now I'm trying to figure out how to do this. If I draw a line perpendicular to that line, now I can grab this point and bring it down to the middle of that point, and I have centered that piece on that odd geometry. The other thing I could have done is I could have realigned my axes and made that whole thing easier, but hey, inferencing. All right, that's looking pretty awesome. Let's do just a little bit more, and I'm gonna clean these groups up at some point. But right now, I really want to just take this and bring it over here so I can copy whatever's going on right here. And this is kind of weird because I don't actually have any dimension that shows the relief of these steps, but like I said, I think it's pretty simple. So I think, okay. So I'm gonna take this one, this is all, okay, so I'm gonna explode this temporarily. And let's see, from 53, oh, now I'm gonna have to really do math. So that's 2.5 meter offset. 2.5. Nope, that's obviously not right. No, it's I'm cutting in half. There's a 5 meter difference. So 5. All right, that's that. So then this is going to push in. Ooh, not very much. This is only it can only push in about this far. And that's where these rings go. That's where these circles go. And then from that, I have 5, 6, 7. I'll offset this 7 meters. And that can push into, that can go all the way down to this, or what if it only goes to, oh, it's too far. Maybe it goes just to here. How about that? All right, so that's this ring right here. So now we go from 25 down to 18. So offset that another 7. Something doesn't look right there, but did I do that wrong? 8, I did. I totally didn't do that last. Undo, undo, undo. That's what I get for doing math in my head. So this is actually not 7. I think I'm doing everything wrong. Undo again, undo again. Okay. Try this all over again. All right, so 38, 48 is 10. So that's 15. No, that's wrong also. No, it's half of 15, 7.5. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna do these offsets. Maybe I should just go like this. 25 up to 35 is 10, 13, 6.5. Oh man. It's too late in the week to be doing math. All right, 18, 7, 3.5. And then one last one, 11, say 11. Yes, so that's another 3.5. That got bad quick. All right, so this one we'll say comes back to here because it'll fit now. This one will take back to here. This one will go back to here. And this guy will go all the way back to here. That looks pretty good. Where are we at time-wise? About an hour and a half in. I'm not gonna mess with it. Well, no, I can't help myself. I gotta do the holes. It's only gonna take a second. 3mm holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, they're, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 of them. Okay, so I'm gonna just draw, I'm gonna find the top of my circle, draw a line straight down. So on that, I'm gonna put a circle of 1.5. Oh, I didn't draw it flat, did I? That's okay. All right, and then I'm just gonna pull this in. Sure, 5 millimeters. All right, and now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab the geometry of the end and geometry there and the circle here. So everything that makes up that circle, and I'm gonna go, again, I don't have, just gotta remind myself, don't have a middle point because it's not really a circle. Like this, and I'm gonna bring it all the way around to 316 divided by 16. No, that doesn't work. Twelve degrees, no, 15 divided by 15 total? No, that was not right. All right, let's try it again. I'm gonna grab my circle. Woo, that would have been a big problem. Good thing I didn't hit that one. All right, so I'm gonna grab these geometry pieces. I'm gonna go to the center here. I'm gonna tell my first one I wanna offset, let's see. So this is 90 degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 90. Oh my gosh. What is that? 22.5 degrees. X 15. There we go. It's good that I figured that out because we gotta do it again. And then I have a little 2mm circle, basically same spot, do the same thing. That wasn't quite vertical though, was it? There we go. So I come up 1. All right, and then again I will, Am I off face? No, that looks pretty good. Nope, I did want that there. All right. For some reason, why is my circle not closing right here? I don't know why, but it is now. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing, exactly the same thing I just did. I'm gonna offset that, or not offset, I'm gonna rotate a copy of that, 22.5, x15. All right, and with that, our Obi-Wan's done. I'm gonna take this, make this back into a group. I'm going to trim it, trim the D-ring. Oh, this is not a solid. Let's run solid tools and see why not. I have one internal face fixed. All right, so I'm gonna take the D-ring, trim out. That's gonna give me a hole in this tooth or whatever thing it is. There we go, that intersects correctly, but I do like it as a separate piece. If I ever wanted to build this or something, I would obviously build that separate. Trying to decide what to do with this. What I think I want to do is explode this group and then intersect. I'm going to explode this group too. And I'm going to take this piece and this piece and I'm going to merge them together. Yes. And then this piece is not a solid because that's just got a lot of stuff going on inside here. I guess I could take all of this. Actually, to do this properly, I'd probably take this. No, I can't. There we go. I take these parts right here. Oh, I know why that's happening. No, that is good. I could subtract that from this, so trim this from this. There we go. Now I have, if I explode this, I have 1, 2, 3 pieces. So you take this, trim this from this, which will give me the hole through there. And at that point, I have basically a bunch of pieces of solid chunks that could theoretically be created and assembled or something, but I feel pretty good about that. I kind of like how that turned out. Actually, yeah, I like that. I'm gonna say that is our first lightsaber. I'm gonna make that into a new group and then slide it over near the origin. That turned out pretty slick. All right, you know, and here's the thing. If I hadn't had to do math on that, we probably would have ended 20 minutes earlier, but I gave in and tried math instead of just, you know, having SketchUp figured out for me.
But SketchUp could have figured it out for you?
If you know the right tools, you can get away with doing as little math as possible, which is something I work pretty hard at, avoiding math. All right. I'm going to save that. I'm going to start a new one.
Okay.
Hello in India. Zion just joined, and what time is it in India right now, Zion? I'm going to go, we said Darth Vader next, so I'm going to go ahead and import desktop. Where's my Darth Vader? There we go. I'm going to import Darth Vader. Oh, hold up. One last thing here. I'm going to grab this and scale it to 0.01 because we want this lightsaber. Oops. Almost forgot that piece. This lightsaber should be, was it 200 something millimeters? 2 meters. So wait, hold up. Let's go. Jump back to millimeters. If I draw a line from here to here, oop, I gotta scale it down by 10 one more time. I should have done 0.001 to scale that to the proper size. Nope, I did it wrong again. Told you. I just 0.1. That's all I gotta do. Keep it simple. Come on, me. All right, look at that. Right now, 282 millimeters. That is what our original drawing said Obi-Wan's lightsaber was. So with that, that is that. Now we're there, wherever there was that we were trying to go to. We got to there. So that is done. Let's go save and hop in here and help Darth Vader out with his. I think some of this is going to go a little bit quicker because the initial extrusion is going to be way easier.
So can you print that on a 3D printer right now, like that model?
It could be. It would have to be printed in pieces right now because it's not one big model. It's several smaller pieces.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the general idea. Is you could take that and do just that.
Huh.
All right, so I'm going to scale this to meters again also. My thought with this one is to actually build it as modularly as possible. Because this is built along, there's one shaft right here, the main piece, and then there's like a collar, then there's these T-bars or something like that. They look like windshield wiper chunks stuck on here. There's a cap screwed in the end, and then this collar emitter sits on the top. I was just thinking maybe I'll try to model it exactly like that. See if I can do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 main pieces. We'll see how it goes. All right, so I scaled it up, but now, just like before, my default template is architectural fractional inches. So I know. LTL Baby just called me out and said, it's called a calculator. I've heard of them. I know, it's ridiculous. Part of me has got this little bit of shame. I'm like, why can't I divide 37 in half? So I could figure that out. I could do that, but I can't do that. I just need to acknowledge who I am. So I'm going to go to decimal meters again. And I think a lot of this will be able to actually pull right off of here and not have to worry about tracing too much, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right. First thing I have, you can see this piece is the actual tube. So I'm going to start. I'm going to go to over this top view so I can find something that I can align a center line with. So I'm going to go to the middle of this screw line and draw a line from here up to the end of the emitter, and then I'll draw it back, 290 meters. So this one will be a little bit different, but I still want to have some reference dimensions here. So 39 is the actual size of my tube. So I'm going to come to right about, sorry, hope I'm not getting anybody sick with spinning around, but I'm trying to see all my dimensions at once. It's not easy. There's a lot of dimensions on here. And they're all kind of spread evenly across the 4 different views. Ooh, Jim just put a beautiful Darth Vader lightsaber image up on the forum. You guys should check it out. I actually got a couple really nice looking ones up there. All right, so I'm going to come right here. I'm going to draw another circle. I'll stick with 48. That seemed to work out pretty good last time. And I'm going to just pick a spot that falls within this shroud. So I'm going to go like right here. And I'm going to pull that out half of 39. The only reason I can figure out half of 39 is because half of 40 is 20, and it's 1 less than that. So that is 19.5. Not saying it's not a big deal that I know that. It's, it's something. All right, and I want to pull this all the way down to the end cap, but I got to figure out where that is. Looks like it's 7, so it's got this unthreaded, it's got like this knurled part right here, and then for 5 meters, and then 2 meters in, so this is going to come in 7 meters. That'll be that line right there. I'll pull this back to here. I do want this to be a tube though. So I'm gonna come in here and offset just a small, I'll just go a half millimeter. Does that work? And I'm gonna pull that all the way through. And that's gonna be the body of my lightsaber. So I'm just gonna grab that right now. Nope, I wanna only want that. I don't want, I only want part of this line. There we go. Nope. There we go. I'm gonna make that into a component this time. I'll call that the body. And now I can build my other pieces out onto that. This does have a bunch of cuts in it and holes in it and stuff. You can see all these things. I guess Darth Vader's, his lightsaber is USB chargeable. Looks like it's some, yeah, it actually looks like a USB-C port because it's in the future. No, it's a long time ago. I don't know. Anyhow, I can start building up this shroud piece. All right, so right here, I have another circle. This actually is not a circle. It looks like it's a circle, but it's not a circle. It's a partial circle, but then you can see this part actually kind of comes up like this. How wide are these different chunks? Slide this back. All right, so I don't really have a clear understanding how this works, but that's never stopped me from modeling something in the past. I'll come right here and I will set an establishing line right here. And I'm going to draw another circle on the red axis. This one I'm going to do the full 20. And that is this piece right here. It's going to be angle cut. But then right here, it actually steps out to wider. I think I just covered up that wider dimension. Oh, 44. So this is 40 right now, so that means I want to offset this geometry 2 more millimeters. Now I'm going to pull that back. I'll just pull it back the full 14, knowing that I'll have some more geometry modify. Okay, so you guys see what happened there? I had left behind this little piece here. What I have to do here is option pull this one out because I want to keep it down here on this end. Now I can get rid of that. All right. Cool. That looks good so far. I have that. There's an angle that that's cut at. I'm going to make it into a component. Like I said, emitter's one of the few pieces I know about, and that's what that is. So let's see what to do now. I take this piece. One of the things I'm thinking about now, or stressing on a little bit, is I want to work on these pieces individually, but I always want to be able to snap them back together in the right spot without having a whole lot of inconvenience. So what I'm thinking about doing is taking this middle line and just adding it to each of these groups. So if I look at this, I just grab that middle point and drag it out to this same point. So what that means is if I move this away, I should be able to, as long as this point doesn't change, drag it and drop it right back into the same spot. I think that's going to work well because I'm going to want to reference stuff off of each of these images as I go through here. And that should help. All right, one of the things I want to do is right now this is symmetrical on all sides. So I want to get this angle cut on here. So I'm just going to use the image. I couldn't find a spot where the actual angle is called out. That's okay. So there's that, and then I can use a DBO, I believe. I can never say that. I don't think I say it right. a DBO push line to pull that straight up and straight down.
Dave asked, why not? Why aren't you using components?
Did I not use components again?
You were using
Oh.
groups, I think. Before.
Right, you're right, you're right. I could leave, Dave's pointing out that I could just leave this here because of thinking, Dave. I really blame everything to, I'm trying to think about things and it's a thing. I don't know. You're right. I will go put this back when I'm done cutting this circle and we'll leave it where it's supposed to be. Thank you, sir. I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna offset this piece 0.5, which is what I did on the other piece, and I'm just gonna push this all the way through to the other side. That cutout then should line up with this when I put it back where it was. Now I'm gonna select, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put this on my reference layer. I'm gonna, again, explode, a group, lock, and turn off. Now I can actually grab all, I just need to grab these two surfaces and say intersect faces with model, and that will get rid. That'll break that like so. Whoops, almost deleted my reference line. All right, so I should be able to get rid of that. It'll be open right now because I didn't intersect with a surface to make it fill that, but I should be able to come in here and just, it should be a pretty automatic. If I do two of these, it should close the whole thing. There we go. Awesome. Now I can take this piece and put it back where it goes and leave it there. Yeah. So that looks pretty sweet. Now, because it's a component, I can just grab a copy of it and move it somewhere else and make changes. Psh. Why would I do anything else, right, Dave? All right, so.
He mentioned Enroth solids.
Yes, Enroth. I haven't used it very much. I'll be honest, I haven't used Enroth solids very often. But I know hers are kind of like the next level solid tools. They're good tools to have. All right, so I'm going to pull this section out. So in the profile, as I look straight at it where this thumb screw is, this actually comes up like this. You can see it real clearly on the image up on the forum. So I'm just going to go pull a square like that, and then another square like that. Is that all the way down? Yep. And they are rounded off. I don't know. I refer to these as kind of machine drawings. They're not like full-on machine drawings. They don't have as much detail as one would probably like. It looks like there's a 5mm circle right here. I would say, well, with lines, so I'm gonna say about 1 inch in, or 1mm in, is a 5mm circle. So here's what I'm gonna do. I come in here, and I'm going to grab this line and move it down 1mm. Grab this line right here. And this is actually when I should be using, not move, but probably something more like inference. I should use guidelines. And then from there, I can go, actually, that was a whole mess. I don't know why I did anything I just did. Some Fridays are more Friday than other Fridays. And I think I'm really there. I had traveling the last 2 Sundays to go different places, which was fun. I got to go out. I don't know if anybody who's on here was at our boot camp roadshow in LA, but I got to go to LA for a boot camp roadshow 2 Sundays ago. That was awesome. And then I went to a a trade show last weekend left on Sunday. So basically 2 weeks in a row I've had 6-day weeks. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe this is, since this is day 6 of, ooh, yeah, I'm onto something there. Can't even say it. I'm so something about that. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna go back to a 24-sided circle and draw my 2.5 radius circle. There we go. And now one of the things I could do is I could actually take this and I could offset this up 1, and that will give me my corner right there. So a different way to do it. I was just trying to think of some other way I could actually do that. And I can grab that with an option and drag that straight down to where it intersects down here. Erase that, get rid of that, get rid of that. And there, whilst complaining about my schedule, I was able to draw in that detail. I shouldn't say complain either. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed everything I got to do, but I think maybe the shortened weekends are taking their toll on my psyche. And we know how fragile that is. All right, so that is our 14 millimeter collar piece right there. That's not it. We're not done because it does kind of do this other thing here where it steps back. I may go ahead and grab a copy of that component. I'm not moving it, of course, because that would be silly, right, Dave? Let's say option.
So you're drawing side B, but you're working on the bottom image. Jimmy wants to know why.
Because I started there, I drew this tube here, and it was out of the way. To be honest, like if I look at this, right now there's not any information I'm pulling off of there, so I just left this here. I just dropped it and didn't do anything else with it. So hopefully that's a good reason. Hopefully that makes sense. No reason better than that. That was it. I am noticing that something's not quite perfect here. If I check this dimension, this is 44 millimeters, which is what I had as the width here. Is this showing up as... It says 46. Something's happening. All right, I'm moving this stuff off. I'm gonna move all this off. I gotta see everything. All right. Let's slide this over 200 meters. All right, what's the deal, Lightsaber? Okay, so it looks like a couple things happen here. This collar comes out on the sides here. Oh, but then this actually comes back in. So this actually comes around like this and then goes up to this detail. You can see that on looking on the drawing on the forum. So we'll have to adjust that. Not a big deal. That's fixable. But why am I... Oh, and then that 44 is across this way, not vertically. This is actually 2 millimeters bigger. Okie doke. We got her. We got her all figured out. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come into this, get rid of my reference images, and I'm going to start by grabbing my arcs and circles on both edges, plus this and this. And I'm going to take that up 2 meters. That should give me, so if I come back out to my reference image, that should get me closer. Yeah, there we go. See, look at that line. Ooh, I like it when stuff lines up. That's nice. The other thing, so right here, see this is the outside of this right here is this line right here. This right here is thinner. I don't have a solid dimension. It doesn't look like, I can't find a spot where it dimensions what this actually is, but if I look at this ring distance, I'll say 1.5 inches. So it's going to come in 1.5 inches on here. So I'm going to do this and hopefully not make too big a mess. I'm going to start by Let's see if I grab all of this and just drop it down. Whoop. 1.5. Alright, if I was really going for my own version of Lightsaber, I might be okay with calling this, but this is Darth Vader. We gotta respect the man. You know, as I was watching the original New Hope, and I was there with my kids, which was, like I said, that was awesome. That was really cool. But there's a scene, I don't know if you guys remember it, but there is a scene where the ship gets, you know, the bad guys, the Empire boards Princess Leia's ship in the beginning, and the two droids get in the escape pod and go down to the surface of the planet. And then they have the scene where the stormtroopers are searching for the droids. And I don't know if what the last time you watched it, but it's the most awkward scene in the world, because they kind of pan across the sand and show, you know, stormtroopers in the background. And one stormtrooper stands up and he has like this little silver washer or something. He's like, "Look, sir, droids." And then it cuts to another scene. It's just so weird and so awkward. Like, it's not a conversation. He's making this declaration, and it's all slow. Oh, it's so funny. I found way more humor in that than I think I ever have before watching it this time. Still, that was not meant to be disrespectful. Still love it. The trilogy's awesome. But, yeah, there's a couple spots that I noticed were a little, I don't know, maybe less intensely awesome now that I'm not 4. I don't know. Still good. No complaints about it. So what I'm doing here is I'm grabbing that circle, that arc back here. I'm going to grab it by a point, then option copy it to another point. So this continues the path of the circle to where it would meet right here. And that gives us this section right here to push pull back, and then smooth that to give us extra geometry. There we go. And option erase, get rid of all these extra lines. Oh yeah, there we go. That's pretty cool. So like I said, we're still not there yet though, because this piece does carry back a little bit further. We need to get our reference image back again. Yeah, it was pretty cool, Marvin. I was actually, going into this thing where I knew the company was going to do it. I was excited, but I was kind of wondering what I was going to see. What was I actually gonna get? And like I said, I gotta say, I was pretty tickled when they said they were gonna show us the original version. All right, so this looks like this section extends back another 12 millimeters. So here's what I'm gonna do. Oh no, that's this. No, where's that 12? All right, so we got this ring right here. Something extends, yeah, 12 millimeters is here. And then this is a separate piece. So I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna take this through 12. And now I'm gonna come in here and I'm going to just make another. No, that was not what I wanted. Chase that up even further. There we go. We'll run these two lines almost past each other, and then I can grab an arc and try to find where tangent would be along those lines. There we go. Alright, so now those pieces, this is where I can do just like I did on the other one. I can take that, that will extend up like this, down like this. going to take that and smooth it first. That way I'm not going to have to smooth the collar piece afterwards. Then I can make that into a group. And as I've learned today, I'm going to cut this. Oh, I haven't saved yet? Where are we, guys? Come on, man. Oh, Vader. And I'm going to cut this from this.
You're inspiring people to pull out the episodes and watch them again.
Oh man, do it. Go do a just a trilogy marathon this weekend. It's awesome. It's so cool. So worth it. All right. So this piece right here is actually an extension. No, it's not. It's actually laid into this other piece. So I'm gonna come in here. It was cool. Like I mean, if you're into any kind of sci-fi or anything like that, the original trilogies, of course, you know, one of those things you like, you love. But I remember the last time I went back and like just really watched it and got into it. It's fun. Definitely a good time. All right. So it looks like this right here, this little crescent shape, is actually a gap. We're going to reference pictures because this piece right here is all one solid piece. And then this piece right here maybe is a step down or a gap between the shroud, this emitter shroud, and this thingy piece. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna start drawing some stuff. Let's see. Come up like that. That. I'm gonna draw a line like that. Come to the middle of this screw. Draw a line out to there. All right. So that is going to be my initial shape for this piece. And of course I'm just going to grab it. Use rotate along the red axes. Just grab anywhere. Option, flip to 180 degrees. And there's that shape. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pull it up and down and soften it. That circle did not end up being very soft right there, but not too soft of a softened shape. All right. Yeah, we're suffering through a non-SketchUp source drawing. You're absolutely right. I'm going to take that and make that into a component. And I'm going to call this the
YouTube
button
says it looks like a
thing.
coffin.
It does. It does look like a coffin.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. All right, and I'm going to slide that. So I'm going to take this guy. How should I do this? How am I going to line these things up? Take this. I'll move this one to that one. So start by flipping it to 90 degrees. And I will slide straight back this way. This is assuming all the pieces line up. That should be exactly where that goes because it is flush with the top. This piece is going to get cut to the surface of the main tube, so I'm just going to leave that exactly the way it is. And then this piece right here, like I said, this has, it actually has some additional detail I didn't put on there, but it does look like this little thing cuts out of it, but I can't really tell what happens there, so I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to take this and trim it away from there. So these are two separate pieces now. All right, the other thing that happens on this piece, maybe this is where I will bring these guys in. Maybe I'll grab this, rotate it to 90 degrees, and bring it back over 200. And this might be a good spot that I can, how to do this. Look at X-ray. How far does this come out? It doesn't, again, dimensions, oh, maybe this is, nope, because, so this little, so what I'm looking at is this little piece right here. This actually raises up, it's this surface right here, this top surface continues out into this little island here that has that, a knurled screw that sticks down through it. And that's actually the piece that the D-ring connects into. I can't tell how far it comes out though, and can't actually, well, I'll just do the same thing I did before. I'll take these, I'm going to temporarily hide these, and I'm just going to draw a line straight across here, and then I can actually
Paul wants to know what format the blueprint is in.
JPEG.
Okay.
That's
but not drawn in SketchUp layout.
Nope. This is something I found. I did not make this. I'm not responsible for this thing. So yeah, this is a reference image that I just found that we're working from. Oh no, had I done it, it would have been something else entirely.
Okay.
Take that as a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. So I'm going to take this now, I'm going to just copy that, and now I can edit, unhide all, and now we'll paste this. I'll grab it right by the middle point here. So that's where it's going to go. I didn't go in context, so I'm going to just cut it now, double click to enter here, and then edit, paste in place. We'll put it right at that same spot. I made this circle big. This is actually where that's actually the top of the knurled circle, so it's not actually that big, but I guess I just left it there because I guess this was one of those things that I did because I did. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and just keep where my center is and then push this down into the top like that. All right, this is a thing that may happen to you one day. Awesome, this is all looking great, except, so I need to intersect this obviously, right here, I want this to happen. But I don't want this, I don't want to intercept the inside, I just want it to sit down on top. So rather than doing solid tools or something like that, I can actually just say, just intersect these two pieces. So I say intersect face with selection, it'll just give me a break right here. It means I can go down here on the inside, double click, delete that, and I can get rid of those extra geometries. There we go. So we're getting there. That's looking good. We have, let's see. Wait a minute. Component. Solid group. I'm unhappy that that is what that is. Here's what I did. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta look back and see if Dave caught me on this. I don't see it. So when I did a solid tool intersection to put this cut right here, oh no, it was this cut when I did this piece right here. When you use solid tools, it actually doesn't use components, it uses groups. So though this was a component when I started, as soon as I did that subtraction to cut that out, it saved this then as a group instead of a component. So that means, even though these two were originally components, this has now become something else. But now I've got changes here and I've got changes here. What should I do? I don't know. I guess I could just complain. here's what I'll do. Okay, so this, I'll grab this geometry right here. I'll grab the intersected. Nah, I'll just Just grab that. I will copy that. I will go into this one. I will paste. Oh man, this isn't even in the right spot. Look at that, it's offset. It's all falling apart. System's decaying. Oh no. All right, so now that I did that to save this piece, I gotta go fix it. Okay, let's bring this out. Oh man. It's a good thing we're working on something fun at the very least, because, all right, I'm gonna go hide my reference image.
Dave said he was watching and he wanted to see how far you get before you caught it.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Hang me out to dry. I gotcha. Shouldn't I have felt a disturbance in the force? Shouldn't I have felt, 150 of you guys shudder or something? Nobody caught me.
Because darkness is light.
That's right. Dark side. All right, I'm just gonna delete this component completely. And I'm gonna make this into a component. And I'm gonna call this the emitter. It's gonna ask me if I wanna overwrite. Yes, I do. I do wanna replace that. Okay, let's try this again. Anyhow, good stuff. Okay, so this is kind of fun because I gotta come in here and clean this up. So I'm just going to pretty much do the same thing I did before. I'm gonna use these circle chunks to reference. I don't know if I have a circle, a middle to reference off of. So I'm gonna rotate those. Up. That didn't work. Oh, because I have that big, because that's not a circle, even a little bit. All right, let's try this one right here. Oh, there we go. All right, so I can grab that. Where is that point? Hey, I actually had the compliment, and I'm calling it a compliment. Somebody went up onto one of these live videos and said how much they appreciated how much my mistakes and my slip-ups taught them. I took it as a compliment anyhow. That felt like the best way to take that. So here you go. Learning opportunity again at my expense.
Well, yeah, nobody will make that mistake again.
Better not. Look back on this one and remember what not to do.
Yeah.
All right, so by copying those edges, I can real quickly and easily make that surface. This part's a little bit more work because I'm just gonna, I could loft or whatever else, but really there's only a couple pieces here, so I'm just gonna draw a couple lines, stitch that back together, and then I can hop in here and just delete my extra geometry. And with that, get rid of all that. Now I can move this back in where it's supposed to be. Let me get my reference back. And I can pull this back to that point right there. And again, as was supposed to happen before, I can trim that from, oh, it says this is not a solid tool right now. Oh, probably because of my my lines right here. I think I can actually use those. Nope. All right, that means I don't have to come in here right now. I don't want to lose my center point, so actually can I, oh, there we go. My circle here still works, so I got my center point for my thumb screw later on. Now I can take this one, trim it out of this one, and there we go. Awesome. All right, I'm having fun with this emitter shroud, as I'm calling it. So I want to keep going. I want to keep putting pieces on here after I save.
After you save.
And guess what this turned into again? A solid group. So I'm going to right click. I'm going to make component, and I'm going to call it. I'm not going to use solid tools anymore. No, I'm just kidding. It's called difference right now. I'm going to just call it emitter, which of course I do want to replace again. All right. I'm going to take care of this because it's nagging me a little bit. This little weird offset right here, that's this, so it's about 3 millimeters. What I'm thinking I can do is I'm wondering if I can just grab this piece right here and scoot it forward 2.5. I kind of think that's what's going on there. Again, I'm trying to look at the image that's been posted, and it looks like that is kind of what's happening there. So by pulling that circle forward, I'm stretching the geometry, auto folding, and I get that kind of a sloped cut in there. I think I'm happy with that. All right. Something else I just noticed that has happened is I've lost all my reference that ties where this goes onto this. Not a huge deal, I don't think. I think right now, though, I do have everything still laid out on the drawing, so I should be able to just grab this right here, this here tube, grab it by this, and copy it down to, the outside, or the inside of that. That should all line up. Awesome. Because what I want to do is I want to cut these two pieces to each other. So how do this is a component right now, but I don't really care about it too much. So I'm going to say take this one and subtract that. Oh, it's not a solid right now. Why is this not a solid? Let's find out. Stray edge somewhere. Oh, in the middle. All right, but now I'm going to trim this from this piece. And now when I come into this piece, I just got to get rid of that geometry. And that's the piece that sits right on top of that. Cool. Excellent. All right, so we have a couple of screws here. One of them is knurled. One of them is not. So I'm going to go ahead and just knock these out real quick. So right here, I'm going to say this is the center. I'm going to come up here, come across, 5.5, 2. And I'm going to come across here, 3, and put an arc from here to here. Nope. I snapped off of the surface there, that's why my arc went away. There you go. So I'm going to take that now, put a circle in here. I'm back to 24 sides for my circle. For these little ones, I think that's probably good enough. We'll see. Say follow me. There we go, and get rid of the circle now. Triple click, make that into a new component. And this will be, I don't know what these things are called. We're going to call this the smooth screw, since the other one's going to be the knurled screw. Knurled's a weird word. Knurled. Say it with me. Knurled. See, it's odd. It's an awkward word. Kind of like yogurt. It's always been an odd one for me too. Marvin's heading out. Thanks, Marvin. I'm not sure. I'm sure if somebody went and dove deep into the recesses of, in all respect I say, Star Wars nerddom, there is probably a description of what every one of these pieces does. I'm not doing that because I'm modeling. That's on you guys. So if anybody wants to go dive deep and find out what these screws do, I'd be happy to rename them. That's what I'm saying, I guess. So this one actually kind of has a little collar here. And then like that. And then we have, oh, this actually may come right from the end. All right, so there we go. So I'm gonna start the same way. I'm gonna come in here with a circle. I'm gonna just draw a circle out, select it, follow me, and hit that. I haven't knurled yet. Right now I just wanna get that, and I'm going to say, make that into a component, and I will call that my knurled. Why does it look so wrong? There are 2 R's. K-N-U-R-O-L. It's a weird word. All right, my knurled screw. All right, I'm gonna go into my knurled screw now. So, knurling, those of you who don't know, is when the metal is pressed into or cut into to kind of give it some roughness. So this can be done in like crisscross patterns or squares, diamonds. In this case, it's actually just kind of a vertical knurling. It's just these little slits that are going to raise up. I'm going to model knurling with native tools and no math. I'm going to do that actually. Smarty pants. Yeah. All right. What I'm going to do, this is going to be fairly low definition. I don't know if Dave, if you know which, you had a gallery post that showed some of your close-ups of some of your knurled pieces, and they're awesome. They have the fall off towards the end of the press. It's just so cool. If you have that, you could throw that link into the chat. It was awesome. Really nice, high definition, super nice knurling. I'm going to do this a little bit lower quality. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these pieces right here, and I'm going to select an edge, and I'm going to divide it into 4 pieces. I'm going to draw a line down like that, and like, whoop, nope, missed one. Divide those 4 pieces like that, and then I'm going to push-pull, not by much, like that. See what I did there? You have to break this because I want this geometry to all stay. I don't want to have to clean it up again and again and again. Now what I can do is I can take just that geometry, just those 2 little parts that popped up, and I will, I gotta get my center geometry, and go to the middle piece right here, middle point, maybe, here we go, and I'm gonna copy it, Option, copy it to here, X23, and that'll go all the way around like that. Now if I triple click like this, I can actually use cleanup to merge faces. That'll get rid of my little breaks right here, or not. Oh, let's try this. I might have surface. There we go. I had a bunch of internal faces. Now I can select this, clean up, merge faces. There we go. Now I got a knurled knob with no math and only native tool. Okay, I use cleanup. I could have manually done that. Cleanup's really for your sake more than mine, because you guys don't want to sit here and watch me delete 48 teeny little lines. Both sides, that's like almost 100. All right, that's looking sweet. I have 2 screw holes and then a button. So I'm gonna come in here and I'm going to replace this circle, which does raise up just ever so slightly. Ooh, not like that. Hold on. Let's
You're
select
getting
that.
a lot of applause.
Oh, thank you, thank you. All right, I'm gonna raise that up just a touch. Offset that 2 more times, something like this, and then something like this, because what we have is, this is actually a button that's raised just a teeny bit, and then that's inset. And I'll take that. And I just did that all from the reference photo I have on the other screen. But that's all that is right there. All right, so we do have a couple of 5mm screw holes on here also. I'm gonna do those. I'm gonna try to reference, I built this off of the center of that screw hole, so I should be able to just go right back to the center, pull that up to 2.5. Same thing here. 2.5. And then I'm gonna do this fairly simple too, because I'm just gonna offset this a little bit. I'm gonna push this in. Same thing here, offset, double click, push, pull, double click. And then, like I said, they are screw holes and you can actually see the screws that are in here. And, you know, Sith Lords like Darth Vader make sure their screw holes are aligned, or their flathead screws are aligned, so we'll honor that. I'm gonna go just draw a line here and a line here. I'm just using the middle points and I'm just gonna push that down that far. Right there, right there. And again, push, pull, double click. All right, so that is all of that stuff. Oh, except for my D-ring. You know what? What are the odds that the D-rings are exactly the same size? Let's go, do I still have it open? Let's go hop on over to Obi-Wan. Shh. Just had an image of Darth Vader sneaking up behind Obi-Wan and taking the D-ring off of his lightsaber while he's not looking. All right, we're gonna steal this from Obi-Wan. Because Darth Vader's a bad guy. That's why it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go back over to Vader. And I will paste it. Oh. Ooh. Here's an issue. It is 1/100th of the size of Darth Vader's right now. So I'll place it right here and immediately hit scale. And grab a corner and just start scaling. And scale 100 times. Why did that not? That seems like that didn't scale properly. Nope, 1,000. There we go. All right, now I'll take that and I'll use the handles to bring it back to, oh, there we go. Let's see, I'll bring that over here. Love those move handles, make it so much easier to do this. And then I'll do the same thing I did before. If I come in here, I'll turn on my hidden geometry and I'll try to grab, let's see, let's grab this one. Grab the middle of this point right here, and I'm going to put it right there. And then that's going to slide down this way. And then that's going to slide in. Where does it actually cross? It's pretty much all the way back. So yeah, it's pretty close to the right shape. I would go for that. I like that. That's right. Big difference between move handles and love handles. Jedi don't do love handles. They're fit. They jump over buildings and stuff. All right. The other cool thing is this actually repeats as well. Looks a little bit different, but well, we might be able to steal a little bit more from the other piece. But I'm not going to focus on that just yet, because what I want to do is, as we're working our way down here, I want to get this collar on right here and then get these grip pieces also. So I'm going to do that. Let's see. I think it goes all the way around, and then it actually is this piece right here. I think. Yeah, maybe I don't have any idea how this works. Never stopped me from just modeling before. Oh, you know, I think that this right here, I think here's what happens. I think this piece actually goes down like that and then forms that that thing. I think that all of that, and then it goes out further on the other sides. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna see if I can make that happen. So if this is 1 millimeter again, I'm going to find the middle. So I want this, so right now, oops, I need to change the number of sides. Back to 48. So that's 19.5. So if I do 20, that's now a 1/2 millimeter bigger. That line is. Because remember, I'm gonna do a follow me with a 1 millimeter tall piece of material. So that goes all the way around, and then how wide is this piece? Don't have that dimension. Okay. Grab this. Bring it over here. Kind of got excited about the possibility of doing this, and now I'm trying to think of what I'm doing and why. It's important to do that at some point, I guess. All right, so I'm gonna go from here, up, here, up, turn it an angle here, and then I'm gonna put an arc, shooting for the middle. Come back a little bit further. Right there. Oop, what happened? Lost my arc. All right, now I'm gonna try. There we go. All right, that looks good. I'm gonna take these 3 pieces, option copy over here, right, click, 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 right click, flip along, the red direction, which of course I knew. All right. And I'm going to grab all of that and weld that together so I have one profile to follow me. That profile will be this. So it's 40 millimeters, and I want to do a 1 meter profile. All right, so grab that. I'm going to make that a group. And now I'm going to do this out here in space rather than on top of a drawing. No particular reason, just because I want to. All right, so I'm going to go grab this, flip this back to vertical, and I'm going to grab it by the middle because again, that's where I want to. I accounted for 1/2 of this offset. So now, whoops. I'm just going to grab this profile, say follow me, and now I can't follow me with this because it's currently a group. But what I can do is I can right click, edit group, and then click on it to start that. There we go. That is a sweet looking piece.
What's the accessory you're using with your left hand?
This is a space mouse. This is something we've been talking a lot about on the forums if you guys have seen it. It is basically a 3-dimensional controller. So this will allow me to, without using this hand at all, I can move this model around in 3D space. It saves me from having to, I can actually do 2 things. So I can, rather than stopping working to orbit, I can actually move this piece while I move this piece. I use it a lot for things like this, for when I do 3D modeling, because it's a lot less jarring than doing this all the time. So that's for you guys. just makes it a little bit easier to. Yeah, I know it does sound like product placement. I honestly I don't get anything if you buy one of these. I'm an advocate for it because I use it a lot and I've seen how it helps me model. Maybe we should talk to those guys. It's kickback time. All right, so I'm gonna line that up there, and I'm gonna slide that over to right there. All right, now what that band does, you can see once it gets out here, it actually gets a little wider and has kind of a lip on there. So what I'm thinking to do there is make new geometry like this. I'll say 1.5 out, and then that little curled part I'll bring out 2. And then I'm just drawing that two-dimensional profile on the ground, but then I can take this shape and see how to X to copy that. I'm gonna come in here, edit, paste in place, and then I need another one over here. So I'll just use rotate to grab the middle point here. I use rotate a lot to move geometry in symmetrical situations like that. Not everybody does that, but I found that helps me a lot. Oh no, my geometry all broke. Wait, no. It did break. Well, my thought now is just to grab, how about this side? Nope. This side? Nope. All these broke at some point during that process. I'm just going to draw a new circle to use as a path to follow. Of course, now these are all broken. I don't have an easy center point either. That's not going to fix that, but I can select this, and I can weld it, and I can delete this, and hopefully better. Okay, so now with that, I don't know how this is going to turn out, you guys. We're going to do it. So I got that path selected. I'm going to save. And I'm going to follow me with this right here. Less than ideal. That's how that turned out. Okay. I don't know what that was. Oh, you know why? It's because I'm on this. I'm not. Well, let's see here. I'm just going to copy it around by hand. And it's a little bit weird because I did something wrong. Again, Dave's giggling right now because he knew exactly what I was doing. and I didn't do what I was supposed to do. These two guys right now are good geometry, but they're in a bad place. When I do a follow me, what I really want to do is I want to put these, where's the center? Should be right about here. One piece. Oh, I got unselected. So these two pieces, when I do a follow me, I don't want to start with geometry at a corner like this. I want to start it on a flat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go take that and, oh, something weird is happening. Guess it's not just Friday afternoon for me. All right, what? All right.
So when would you stop and just redo the whole thing?
Never give up. Personally, yeah, that's probably not too far from true. There's a point. There's honestly, I mean, I can't say that tongue in cheek, but there's definitely a point where you do end up deciding that it's going to be easier to start over. I'm not there yet. Plus, I want to give you guys as many opportunities to learn from my mistakes as possible. All right, I'm going to do this now. I'm going to select all of these pieces, all of these line segments, and I'm going to weld them. That gives me all one piece. Let me show you why that's important. So I'm going to come in here, follow me, and just follow me right around. Go. Follow me all the way. Come on. There's something odd going on in my model right now. I'm having some weird inferencing. It's snapping off the weird spots. I don't care for this. It may just be this circle for some reason may have something odd going on. I assume if there's a problem, it's due to something that I did. I try not to blame anything like that. SketchUp usually does what I want it to do, just the things I tell it to do aren't the smartest things to do. All right, so follow me again. Yeah, okay. You asked, I'm telling you. I'm jumping ship now. All right, let's try that again. Let's start over. I'm gonna come back in here and get rid of this upsetting geometry. It's upsetting me. Somebody was making a joke about being triggered last time we were in here. It's pushing my buttons right now. All right. All right, so what I'm gonna do is let me find a nice flat spot. What's this? What do I got going on here? I go that, okay, that's gonna be my line. I'm gonna draw my profile on that line. So I'm gonna come in here, come out along the red axes, 3 millimeters. Come out this way. What was this way? This way was half of that, so 1.5. And then I'm going to come parallel to this line right here with my inferencing. This is kind of a cool inferencing challenge, actually. So I grab that line right there and inference that out for, I think that was just a 0.5 millimeter. And then I can draw an arc from there back to here. Nope, I came off of axes pretty hard there. I'll close this real quick. Something's not on axes. That was this one. Oh, I don't have a line there either. All right, let me move that. Copy that to right here. And then go from here back to here. There's my initial shape. And now I'll grab my arc. There we go. And now, actually I wonder if I could do this from out here. Can I just go, follow me? No, I don't have an arc there, so. All right, I'm gonna copy that. I'm going to edit, paste in place, and now I'm gonna try, see if I can do it just. This is one of the things we actually tell you not to do too, just because this is such a weird way to do it. You almost always want to pre-select your geometry, unless for some reason your geometry won't let you pre-select, and then I just don't even know what's happening anymore. All right, let's grab this geometry. I'm really wondering if there's like something weird is going on with this geometry here. I don't know what it is, But I'm kind of wondering, I don't want to start over with it or anything like that, but I'm kind of feeling like maybe, I don't know, let's see what happens. It's gambling time. No, it's an invalid path. So something is going on with this geometry around here. There's something wrong with it. Let me try to weld it again. Let me grab all these pieces that make up this section of the path. There's these breaks in it, and I wonder if there's some small breaks that are preventing me from using it as a follow me path, which could be happening. We'll hop in here in just a second. All right, that's what I want. I want that. That's my piece, extension, weld. Let's see how far it made it. Oh, that went all the way around. Okay, so if I grab that right now, follow me, click on this. All right, there when I was about to give up and try something else, it works. Kind of. Oh, no, it actually did what I told it to do. It's just I didn't do it right. All right. I'm doing something different. I'm cutting this. This is when everybody starts leaving because Aaron's talking to himself in the corner. I'm going to make a brand new circle. Go inference the center of this. I don't have it inference, so I'm just going to come here. I'm going to brand new circle in here. I'm going to grab this, cut it, come out, just come over here, paste it, go grab this piece right here. Oops. Put that in a weird spot. Take that straight out like that. Grab this. Go straight out also. Whoop, I moved my hand right at the end. So close. All right, stay on the right axes and just click it right there. All right, so that should be perpendicular to that. All right, now I can just grab this shape. Ah, it's broken again. All right, but I should be able to just grab that and just say follow that whole circle with this piece. That ring now, make that into a group. We should be able to slide that right back to there. There we go. I don't know what happened. I honestly have no clue why whatever happened just happened. Important part is we got something figured out, so that's a plus. What I want to do now is actually break this at this point. So I'm just going to come straight across like that. Do the same thing down at the bottom. I'm going to break that like that. And I know this is the way I end up doing it. I don't know about you guys, but I end up finding some small detail, almost indistinguishable, and beating my head against the ground repeatedly just to like wrap that one piece up.
Dave said you could have drawn the circle a little smaller than the opening and used it for a follow me.
That's true. I could have just gone straight around from there. Oy. I'm going to copy that, go into here, edit, paste in place, select. Actually, let's make this a little bit bigger. Nope, can't do that. I'm just creating a couple of cutting planes right now. And then I'll cut this ring, and then I can actually take it and copy it to both sides. So I can just grab all that, intersect face with selection. Now I can actually delete that out of there, delete this. Man, that was way more work than it needed to be. Whew, I'm tired. All right, there we go. Oh. Clean that up real quick. And here I was like, oh, we'll just knock out this lightsaber real quick, and then, or we'll spend 10 minutes on this teeny little ring. Same thing. All right, let's do this. Let's go find the very top again. At the very middle, I'm gonna come in here like this. Put that flag in there, because I'm gonna take this piece right here. I'm gonna say copy it to the other side with Keurig Mirror. Great extension if you don't use it. I know there's other copying, mirroring tools out there, but that's the one I've just seemed to really like lately. All right, I'm gonna take these 3 pieces, group them together, go in here, select all of them, explode, and I can actually come in here and I can also say solid tools to get rid of my interior faces, fix straight edges, and then I can run cleanup to merge my faces and get rid of those extra pieces. All right, so there we go. That's actually a cool looking piece. I'm okay spending a little bit of time on there, but you're right. Whoever asked when to jump ship, the answer was earlier than I did.
Yeah, they said 10 minutes ago, and that was after when you answered it.
You called it. All right, so it does look like maybe there's a little more detailed cleanup because it looks like that cuts out, but I want to finish up some of these other pieces real quick and keep going. I'm going to throw, what time we got right now? It's just 3 right now, so another 20-30 minutes and we will call this. Right here we have a rectangle. That looks like 40 by 12, which is, I actually have a depth on here somewhere. I remember seeing it. It is 5 millimeters tall. It is, I'm going to call this a bumper because I don't know what it is. And I'm going to move that right to the middle of whatever this piece is. And I believe they actually show this as being rounded on both sides. So we'll do that. I'll come back here, 2.5, and put an arc straight down. Same thing here, come back, 2.5, put another arc straight down, but it's going to fall this way. And then I can just pull these back. And I'm going to triple click, soften that, and then I'll grab one of those from here, option, and just drop it down, straight down to the middle over here. So that's those pieces there. I might go grab my spring clip or whatever we call that thing off of Obi-Wan. Yeah, let's go do that. Let's go pillage. Let's go steal stuff from the Lightsider. All right, I'm gonna hop in here, grab this piece, and I'm really small now, so I've got a clipping plane happening.
Cab weaver, that's what it was called.
See, yeah, there we go. I'm gonna copy those, hop back over here, and I'm going to paste it, which is going to put a super small version of it in there. So I'm going to immediately hit scale and scale it up by 1,000. All right, and I wonder if I could actually just how much? Oop, no. I wonder if I can drop this literally like the whole assembly right in. Let's see. I'll get rid of this. I don't think I'm going to be this lucky, because lucky does not seem to be my deal today. Now I have some inferencing woes. All right, there we go. Oh, not giving up yet. So close, but not perfect. That's okay. Little editing never hurt anybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 circles instead of 7. So that's a thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm just going to grab this piece right here, delete it. Grab this. I'm going to actually close the face up too, so not to mess with that. But then grab this piece. Okay, I should actually, I guess, not include that piece. That's easy. And it also looks like this actually goes almost right up to the end on this end, so come in here and we'll push this to right here. And then take that piece and slide it all the way to the end here, and then I'm just going to push this back to here. Not bad. And now this whole assembly right here is something else. That's it's on the other side for one thing. So we can actually, here, I'll just do this. Like that, and then I'll grab this point right here and just put it right here for right now. And then we can slide it down, grab by this point. It actually looks like it's a little bit different design too. Yeah, this is totally a different profile. So I'll use this temporarily just to position this on the surface, but I do need to redraw that piece, but we're close. So it's a placeholder. See what all we get to today. Ooh, these pieces. All right, I was just taking a peek at what you guys are chatting about. I agree, carry on. All right, so two more big pieces I want to get on here. Like I said, I'll probably fix this switch. Maybe we'll do that later, but the two big pieces I want to get on are these. For some reason, I think the word T-bar comes into mind. I don't know why, but I want to put these on. Looks like these are probably 13 wide. And I'm just going to make them long. And then right here in the middle of this will come up 5.5. I'm going to go 1.5. There we go. So if I go down here 1.5, do an arc. All right, so there's my I honestly thought that these, you know, a lot of the stuff on the props were repurposed, like kit bashing, that kind of stuff, where they took existing things and made them into things. I always thought these were windshield wipers because they look like it. They look like could be a windshield wiper. I'll take that and actually, no, I'm gonna actually put it right on here. I'm gonna grab this, put it right here, and I'm gonna drop it down. No, it's pretty far down, not much of it's showing. That's actually good. And then I'm just gonna push pull that all the way up to the end of that. Like that. Cool. And now I can take this and actually take this and trim that from this. And this one I can just double click this bottom part, get rid of it, and now I can take this, inference off the middle here, Option, copy that to 60 degrees, X5. That was easy. That was pleasant. I like when things go easy. It's so much easier when things go easy. There's a little bit of knowledge and wisdom from you from me. It's easy when things are easy. All right, I'm gonna make the end cap here. Again, go into the end. I'm gonna stick with 48 sides for this one. And this one actually comes out a little bit past, so we'll say it's 40. I'm gonna offset to here once. And then I'm going to, actually, I'm gonna make that a group. And then separate from that, I'm gonna put in about 2 millimeters. I'm going to my arc right there. I'll throw one more circle in here. This is what Dave was talking about earlier. I could have just drawn a circle off to the side and used that to follow me. But apparently I was really invested. All right, so we got knurling on this piece here. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did before. I'm gonna break one segment out of my 48 and I'm going to divide that. Maybe. Select a line and divide edges. Oh, no, that's the tool. Where's just regular divide? Oh, this side. That's odd. I can divide edges. Instead, I'm getting the Fredo Tools divide edges, which is awesome because that lets me actually just type it in also and click OK. You guys were just talking about Fredo Tools. Fredo Tools they're beautiful. I will love those tools. It's hard to use SketchUp a ton and not sooner or later find something you need out of Fredo. All right, so I'm gonna go about that big, and then I will take that. Hide everything else for a second because again I don't want to have to intersect to get these faces to show up. Grab all of that. I'm going to go to the center. I'm going to copy it from this corner, Option, this corner, X47. There's my knurling. Triple click. I'm going to use Solid Inspector because every place I copied one of those little knurls, are they called knurls when you actually make them? Those pieces, every time they're copying onto existing geometry, so it doesn't automatically delete the geometry out of the inside. That's where Solid Inspector comes in. I know a lot of people think Solid Inspector is something you only want to use if you're doing like 3D printing or something like that, but it's also a good tool to use just to keep your model like clean. So to get extra geometry out of there. If it's solid, you know you have just the minimum amount of geometry needed, just the outside. So I'm gonna say Fix, and then I'm going to triple click and I'm going to go to Cleanup and say Merge Faces. That's going to get rid of extra lines there. Now I can take these two pieces. Oops, this piece actually isn't. I'm going to make that into a group. Grab these two groups. I have some extra geometry floating on there. I'm going to make those into one group. Come in here, select both pieces, and explode. And I'll do the same thing. I'll do Solid Inspector again. I'll just get rid of my inside piece there between the two. There's that extra piece floating around there that I don't want. All right, so there's my end cap, my grip kind of thingies. That's a technical term. I didn't mean to get too technical with grip thingies, but that's what they are. Do have a couple pieces here that I might, it looks like these two right here, actually look like they go straight through from a certain angle, which might be kind of cool to just pierce those through. I'm going to take this and make it one big group. That's my whole lightsaber. And I'm going to turn it so that... The other thing too is that on these plans, this whole center ring piece is orthogonal. It's at 90 degrees, and it's actually not. It's actually more in line. This piece is in line with this grip right here. So it's whatever that is, 15, 30 degrees up from there. So that's something we'd have to fix. I'll have to fix too. Speaking of fixing, I will just do that. How about? I'm gonna grab all of it. I'm gonna go see if I have a... don't have a good line here to use. So I'm gonna make one. I'm just gonna make a line there that I can rotate that whole piece, grab it and just rotate it, 30 degrees. That's actually how that piece sits on there looking at the... No wait, it's 30 degrees the other way. I'm sorry, I lied. So now I gotta drop it 60 degrees. There we go. That is how... Well, I'm aligning to the image on the forum. That's how it looks. That's perfect. All right, so on the plan, there are these holes and these holes. You can see there's two sets of holes right there. So they actually look like they pierce through kind of perpendicular to this grip right here. I'm gonna take my whole lightsaber and rotate it like that. And then, how wide is this? That's about 5. So I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna put a circle right here that is 2.5 diameter. I'm gonna move it 13, and I'm just gonna make a couple of rods real quick. Whoa, that's excessive. Settle down, big guy. All right, let's try it again. Let's grab this surface in there. There we go. All right. And I'm gonna take that now, and I'm going to take all of those and make it into a group. I'm going to rotate to 90 degrees, and I'm going to move it over here, and then drop it vertically till it laps through like that. I believe that's kind of the thing that's going on here. Could be totally wrong. Odds are probably good that I am. I don't know. But looking at both the images here, actually, you know what? They don't look like that. They do kind of look like... I can still work with this because it looks like what I actually got is something more like this. Oops. I'm gonna come straight over and drop this right down. And that actually looks like what might be cutting in here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll do it, and then if it's wrong, then it'll be not right. All right. Bold statement. Here's what I'm gonna do here. I don't wanna, again, I like having my component. We did that solid tools and we ended up with masses and that kind of thing. So or with groups instead. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna take all of this geometry, I'm gonna start by reversing it, so they're backwards. And then I'm going to cut it. Now I'm gonna go into this group, I'm going to edit and paste in place. So what that did now is if I come out here, see that put some reversed rods, so the outsides are facing out into that face. So now I'm gonna grab all this geometry right click, intersect faces with selection. And now I can grab these end pieces, delete, end pieces, delete. And that's pretty much the shape that I see on this drawing. And delete that, delete that, delete that. Grab those faces, delete that. More delete, more delete. And actually, I can probably do this all at once by going here. There you go. And now I just punctured the outside there to give me those good looking holes. Pretty easy, and I did all 4 of them in one move, so that was nice. That's a time save. Oh, and look, I can almost, that's not lined up correctly. That's this guy right here though. All right, so if I take this now, we go back to vertical. That's this one on this side. I have another hole somewhere. Right here. Is there 3 of them? I think there might actually be another set of holes. All right, so if I take this one, take my whole lightsaber and flip it up 90 degrees, looking at from the bottom, this set of holes. Yeah, it looks like that as actually, these are probably actually all, I did this maybe not the best way, because we never want to stop learning. I'm going to actually undo what I just did. Whoops. Here. I will literally just go undo what I just did. I thought that's how it looked, but now that I'm looking at it, it actually looks a little bit different than that. I think what I actually got going on here, right here, I'm going to back up even more. All right. I think what's actually happening, I'm just going to trace this shape right here. This actually looks like it may actually be on all 4 sides. It's just not, no, because it's not quite centered there. You can see it's here, and it's actually here. So it's on 3 sides. They're just not quite. So I'm gonna grab all this, smooth it. I almost said smoothen, which I've gotten harassed for using that term before, because it turns out smoothen is not actually a word, in case you guys were curious about that. I'm going to make that a group. I'm going to take it right now, lay it down flat like this, and then I'm going to drag that, oops, with move, along the green axes, so the end of this is right at the middle of the lightsaber. Because then, again, I'm trying to work this out. It looks like I got something like this. I think this is at, it's not quite at 90 degrees, maybe it's at 60 degrees. So let's put it at 60 and then do the same thing. Drop that this way, 60 degrees. Because that's going to give me this hole right on the bottom and then these holes either direction. I think, So let me try it. Here, let's just do it. Reverse faces. Reverse faces. Reverse faces. All right, I'm gonna grab all of these, cut it, come in context, paste in place, explode. Now grab all of it, intersect faces with selection, and now I can go delete, delete. Actually, I always forget, I actually have a delete button over here on my mouse, my 3D mouse. I forget about it a lot though. And same thing here, and go delete, delete, and then just bore through each of these. Nope, I lost my internal face there. That was bad. There we go. All right. And I'm going to have some loose faces, but fortunately, since my group is a solid, I can just hit Solid Inspector and say, fix that. No, that's definitely not right. It's in the wrong spot completely. It's supposed to be that whole thing. There we go. That whole thing. All right, so first off, I'll rotate this back to flat. Now I can grab these three and rotate them 90 degrees. All right, so that will give me this one for sure. This one, which looks like it's the same size. I think this hole right here looks like it might actually be smaller. So I might come in here, grab all of this, scale this something more like that. No, let's see what happens. Oh, sorry, Siri. There we go. So I'm going to cut it, come in context again, edit, paste in place, grab all this, explode it, intersect faces with selection, delete, 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 and now bore my holes through. That looks closer to what I think I might think I want. This one right here will actually get a wire through it. Ooh, that came out a lot cleaner too. And these ones actually have like something back, there's something actually back behind them, but I'm not gonna mess that right now. I'm kind of feeling pretty good about that. As far as lightsabers that I've modeled today go, this is in the top 2.
People are upping the game. They want to do the Death Stars now.
Haven't I done my Death Star for you guys? All right, I'll do it right now. All right, brace yourself. All right, So we're gonna grab this. We're gonna hit follow me. Oh, that's the wrong F word. Boom, Death Star, finished. All right, slightly off axis. Hold on, let me rotate real quick. There we go.
It's pretty easy.
There we go. I hear there's a higher level of detail in some models, but that's how I do it. Okay, so I didn't throw an emitter in there. It is kind of a empty tube, but maybe I'll do. Well, let's see here. Let me just do something real quick. How big was the inside of this tube? What do we end up with? 38. So I'm just gonna make a thing that will fill that 38. So 38 is what? 30's 15, 19? So here's 15. I'll offset that like what? Whoops. Okay. And another circle right here for this thing that looks suspiciously like a hex nut, but is probably not because it's in a galaxy far, far, far away where they don't know what those are. I'll go ahead and throw one of those in there though, since that's how we do it here on Earth. And then one more circle right here in the middle of 1 millimeter. All right, so do this quick emitter and we will call it. All right, so I'm gonna say this thing's like this. Right here we got something similar to what we had on the Knurling. But I'm going to do something like that. Am I going to do that? No, because if I go down, then that's more work for me. All right. We'll do that. Grab all of this. And say go from here to here, X 47 times. Delete that. All right, and that I'm going to call our emitter. It's actually the real emitter. The other was the emitter shroud, but I have to call it something different. I'll just leave it as a group for right now. Dave can fix that and re-upload it when I'm done. All right, take that. I'm going to snap that. Oop. Come into context and paste that in place. All right, now it's looking like a lightsaber. It's looking upside down too. Let's cool. Mm-hmm. That's Darth Vader's lightsaber, more or less. Getting there, close to it. Do I have? Oh, that. Oh, hey, that's a good idea. I take this a little bit longer. Actually, cover up those holes so you can't see into them. Awesome. There we go. That's 2 lightsabers in about 3 hours. So I'm gonna lose the Death Star. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That'll go away. That will not be part of the upload. And I may, depending on how much it bothers me this weekend, I may come fix this little clip. Yeah, I can almost say for sure I'm going to, because that's not what it's supposed to look like. All finished. So we have 2 lightsabers. Let's see if we can get them both up on screen with room for everything. All right, except for solid tools. Gotta get rid of that. Slide this one over. There's Darth Vader. And then over here, I feel like I'm at a weird field of view on this one. I am. I don't know how that happened. I did not do that. Okay, obviously I did do that, but yeah, I don't know how or when I did that. All right, there we. Oh, I left a lot of room for my head there, more than I really needed probably. Here, let's get bigger and come on over. Come here, guys. There we go. And here this goes. All right. Oh, one more. Hold up. Just when you think you're done. Did I make this? Well, I'm gonna make changes to this before I upload. I'm gonna fix that little switch there. But yeah, there we go. 2 lightsabers, Darth Vader and Obi-Wan. it's like the original trilogy battle right there. The in front of poor impressionable Luke. Interesting move to keep your junior Jedi from turning the dark side. You let him watch you get killed right in front of him. It was a bold move, Obi-Wan. Worked out all right though. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. Sorry for wandering off a couple times there. Sometimes I forget what I'm doing, and then things just get done. So, I will put these up on the warehouse, and I'll link to them in the forum. I'll also upload the reference images that I had. I'll put all 4 of those up on to the forum as well. So if you don't follow the forum and you follow this, I highly recommend hopping over and checking out the forum. I saw people put in a couple ideas for things we could model in the future. That's awesome. That's a great start. Keep it going. Keep telling us what you think would be fun. I think we actually won't be here next week. I should probably point that out. Next week, I will be backpacking and far, far away from computers and internet and live streaming. So nothing next week. Take the week off. Have fun. Do whatever you want. And I think we're coming back, and I think we're doing like a bridge next week. Possibly a couple. Multiple bridgey things that span things. Somebody asked for like a Japanese style bridge, like an architectural pretty thing. So we're going to do that. So we will hop back in here 2 weeks from today, and we'll be bridge modeling. So hopefully we see you guys all come back then. But we do like to hear what you have to say, what your thoughts are. So if you do want to stick around and upload some things or upload some ideas, post some ideas of things we could model, that would be awesome. If there's things you think we should do different, let us know that too. I know, I was thinking about that, and it was awesome. Thank you very much for being here, Pamela.
Thank you.
It was fun. We of course missed Matt, but it's great to have all these new people coming in. We're gonna keep circulating people through here, because I don't know, maybe you did something wrong, and that's how you ended up on the list. I don't know what the thing was.
Next time I'll brush up on the movies before I come in. And
There you go. And we need to send out some reference packets of what to watch beforehand.
Sure.
I do think, Amy just commented that Vader's is cooler. I do like it. I mean, Obi-Wan had his thing, but I've always thought that Darth Vader really had one of the coolest lightsabers ever. So,
Are you going to color it in before you upload it?
I'll probably upload it like this, but so you guys feel free to download, color, render, whatever you like to make this look better, different, whatever you like. So it'll probably just go up like this. Like I said, I'm going to have to, it's bugging me. Now that I know that this is different, it's killing me. But I'm not going to mess with it now. So right now, I'm going to say thank you. Like I said, we like doing these streams, but of course it doesn't mean anything if we're just streaming to ourselves. The fact that you guys come and watch it is why we keep doing this. So thank you all for coming by. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend, good week next week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. I'll leave the stream live, so if you guys want to throw some comments up for us or ideas for things we can model in the future, go ahead and type that in. Otherwise, I will see you in about 2 weeks. So thank you. Thank you, Pamela.
Thanks.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.